I mean,
Welcome to
not
this
far
episode of
off.
I don't know if they
CDFC.
heard the fact we're in deep shit, but everyone knows we're in deep shit. They can hear us
Welcome
now.
to this
Intro.
episode of Dummies in Deep Shit.
Well, I mean, if you want to keep on
We're
stealing
in
my
deep
fucking
shit.
intro, we can do this for several hours.
Dummies in deep shit. That you can find. You'll probably find that on some websites.
Oh,
No,
God.
no.
How was
Oh,
there
just
no-
traumatize yourself. Just
Well.
Google it.
Ha,
I'm sure you'll
Ahem.
find results.
ha, ha, ha.
Moving swiftly onwards, when we last left our adventurers, their situation was that of recently discovered new healthcare planning. When exploring a seemingly uninhabited island, they found a bit more than what they had expected. Numerous creatures had made their presence known, whether they meant to or not is still unknown to the party, but the knowledge that they're being watched sticks in their minds. New items scavenged from what seems to be the recently deceased are now carried by the party, leaving their previous owners to the beasts that killed them. However, whilst all this is sure to weigh on one's mind, the prospect of early retirement from life tends to take centre stage in one's mind. Having entered ruins, expecting to find more beasts and monstrosities, perhaps a few more of those ashen-skinned, eyeless folk. I lost my fucking place. There we go. to deal with, the Syrcas was
Right
somewhat
there.
taken aback by finding very well-fashioned, sensed individuals. Attacking the cultist and his Drake, the party accidentally found themselves facing a room of intelligent foes. The battle has been proven to be a tricky one, as tactics are used or ignored, and blows are swapped. The
Ignored.
situation they now stand in is not the brightest, as death lingers on the horizon.
Mm.
Will the Syrcas escape death? Who will feed Night Eyes if they are all to perish? What other evils or treasures lie within these ruins, and what other route should they have taken? Let us see what this adventure holds for us today with the dummies and their dice.
Who will
Find out
be
next
Night
time
Eyes?
on
I would like to add
Super.
that we always seem to go for the most difficult room in the flipping dungeon.
You know what, fuck it, I'm just going to start putting them in the back left, and so you always know it's in the back left, and to go there last.
No,
It's
just
not gonna
like
fucking help us.
I
We're
was
going to
literally
forget.
leading us away.
I'm going to forget.
Well,
Oh,
Yeah, if you
boy.
followed Cerno, you would have gone away.
I mean,
Yeah.
at least we know that if we complete this, everything else is a cakewalk.
Yeah.
If we kill this mate. That's a big if.
I can
It's a big
dream,
if.
okay?
Keep dreaming. It's much safer than this reality we're in.
I need to stop dreaming because I don't remember last.
Goodness
I don't,
videos.
I don't think you're concentrating anymore, so I can remove that yellow dot.
Me? Yeah.
We've got a crossbow, we've got the bow on the floor, we've got the unicorn! 2 dead
I was
cultists,
about to ask what that was.
2 alive cultists, 2 alive
Tis
drakes.
Meow Meow's turn.
Well, if
The
we're already-
unicorn can't take damage, can they?
Nope, it can't do
Cool,
anything.
cool.
It just sits there, farts rainbows, and heals you.
Nice.
Do unicorns actually fight rainbows?
Yes.
No, they don't.
Oh, Nate,
Aww.
you have complete control over this world. Make
Yes, and they're not
them
farting rainbows, but I do think they actually have.
Please.
I do think they actually have some control to do. They control nature around them. They're celestial creatures.
They
Normally,
shart Skittles. That's what
They're-
Nate
they're
is
le-
doing us
they're
all
legendary
season long.
creatures, if I remember.
No.
Oh,
You guys
think the-
want some
I
Skittles?
think unicorns are pretty
Sure,
powerful.
No.
magical
creatures.
unicorns?
Where do you think milkshake comes from?
Oh, I love you.
Savangirl's turn.
Meow
Yes, it
Meow's
is.
turn.
Go, Seven, go.
Should I enact my plan now, or
Do it.
About killing everyone and running
I mean,
the hell out?
I know what I'm doing.
Or the other one?
I don't.
all right? She would like to cast Healing Word on our scene to start off, at least.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
oh shit! I should probably put. I don't even know why I put the calm music on.
This is really calming.
Music to die to.
Yeah, it's the serene experience before death.
Alright.
So I can die peacefully.
Yeah.
No, you
Also,
don't.
wait, whose is
That's my
the
bow.
bow?
That's my bow.
Okay, there's only one, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's a bow and a crossbow.
Crossbow
5
7.
points of healing to Arsene.
I am conscious. Whoop, whoop.
Again.
Yeah. There's battles just seem to be me going in and out of consciousness, honestly. I get more sleep in these than I do at night. Maybe I'm projecting onto my character a bit too much.
Alright, Savangel, you shout your words of healing towards Arsene.
Get the fuck up!
And then Savangel would like to imitate the voice of Venom Fang and say, quite dramatically, "Come, my children, outside to the air where you can see me."
Okay, well, first of all, roll a performance check, and second of all, maybe think through your words before you roll it. Considering that is kind of where you're wanting to go.
Another exit.
Alright, oh shit, I knew there was something which I forgot to do. I forgot to get the creature's stats up.
Nah, they're dead. They're just dead. This is great.
Nope, yep.
Yeah, they all just collapse, fall over
Yep.
dead.
Collapse in
look.
shock from the
Yep.
great dragon. Yep.
Yep, clearly. Dragon Claw, Dragon
Such a
Fang.
great
Thank
performance.
God I'm not using a Dragon Soul, God. And...
I don't know what that means, but I'm scared.
This is one of the
they're-
cultists.
There are different
I'm
layers of
afraid
the
it.
cultists. You got Dragon Claws, Wings, Fangs, and Souls.
The dragon
Souls
claw
being
is
a
the toughest.
challenge 7 creature.
After the souls. This one's a dragon claw that we're fighting.
Yeah, don't you dare look them up.
I don't worry. I saw your names on the
Right.
picture you sent through.
Yeah, this is true. Right, and I got the Drake up. Okay.
Don't look them up as I send you the picture of their stats.
That was on the stats for one of them, and I forgot it was on the screen, alright? Okay, right, the main reason I was freaking opening these guys was so I could grab the stats. It's gonna be hard, but it's got a modifier because... So, first of all, you didn't exactly imitate Venom Fang, considering the fact that you haven't exactly heard it speak much at
She
all.
was. Mhm.
But
I
you
was
get...
in the Venom Fang fight and I heard at least one statement, okay?
I was going to say, you haven't heard it speak
Yeah.
much at all. You've heard it speak, so you can get a rough idea of what a dragon might sound like. So you can imitate what you see the dragon to sound like, but you cannot exactly imitate Venom Fang, was what I was saying.
Yeah, I know.
Make note to wake Savangel whenever we speak to someone.
All right. Okay, is that your turn?
Yep, that's my turn. Would that count as an action or not?
I
I'd
would
say that counts as action.
I would say it probably does count as an action.
Yeah, alright.
All right, as you do that, you sort of see the two the true less armored and slightly less battered humanoids sort of glance around, looking somewhat confused. But the main humanoid is going to stand there, and he's going to chuckle to himself.
Asshole.
The dude's high.
Yeah, he's high
Now-
on gloves.
And he didn't share? Damn it.
Now
Lose.
you have witnessed the power bestowed upon us by the dragons. From what I see, you have 2, 3 choices. You continue to fight, and you die. Or perhaps, now you understand what you're up against, you realize that leaving us be would be a wise decision. However, of course, we cannot just let you go. We would require something. And with that, he sort of reaches down and picks up Talon from next to Arsene.
No! Mine!
This would be a good start.
My sword!
Wait. Lucian will chime in.
Wait, no.
Can
I
I...
will give you my longsword.
It should...
We will
Yeah.
take that as well if you really wish.
No,
Have my long sword, Kappa.
I like Talon. Its name
a
is
look.
Talon. Thank you.
But-
Kindly.
Talon.
It's Talon.
Talon. Oh, Talon.
We shall let you leave, and we shall let you live. As long as we don't see you again. As long as you provide adequate payment. Or you can continue to fight and die. Or, perhaps, once we've defeated you, you look like strong workers. We have uses. The choice is yours.
Out of character,
Considering that
Since
was
I
so
haven't
long, are we able to take any action while he's monologuing?
No, because that was pretty much his entire turn.
Yeah, alright, that's cool.
And also because I
Mm.
kept on breaking up to either crack-wise or to for you guys to make comments. So essentially that was just one long spiel, very
Alright.
quickly done as he reaches down and picks up Talon.
No. It's my sword.
So that does make it Bore's turn.
Alright.
Can I smack him?
don't.
Oh my god.
Opportunity.
You can.
Oh my god.
However, you also
You just left the 2 squishies with the hard thing!
you also invoke an attack of opportunity from the Drake which you ran past.
I know.
God damn it! I said plan.
Well, we're all dead.
Holy squishies!
We're
It is
never on the same page. We need to talk about this.
We have been.
We literally talked about this
Listen.
last week.
Listen.
Well,
Oh my
as you
God,
run past,
Ninja.
the Drake reaches out and snaps at you, digging in. You take 7 points of damage. I've reducted it from you. You can make your attacks to try and hit the Dragon Fang if you wish.
Don't. Mhm.
Sub literally just handed us a way out.
God damn it!
Ninja,
Took
don't
my
send that die.
sword.
You're
I
dead.
want my sword back. It's my sword.
I know.
I mean,
can
at
give
least
you,
he...
I have an extra
Okay,
one I
guys.
can give you.
Let's look at the
It's
whole
not
picture here.
Talon,
He's
though.
remembered he can stand 1 square away from his enemy, so we've got some progress.
That's true.
Yes, I do
Hang on,
remember
hang on,
that.
hang
And
on.
also, 40 plus
Progress. Progress.
Mhm.
times
Uh,
that
Just
by
pop.
4 because I will use a key point
Don't.
to use
You-
for blows.
Why are you doing this?
Please.
So that's
So,
at least 2
below
hits.
there, 10,
Why?
Wait,
Hits, isn't it?
16 hits? Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Yes, 16 does hit.
Nice. 3 hits. Alright, you better do some good damage here, dude.
Yeah,
Well,
you.
that's what I'm hoping
Please.
for. What is it? It is
Mm-hmm.
d6 plus 3. D6 plus 3, and you said it hit 3 times.
Yep.
Alright. For fun, let's knock him on his ass. Have him make a do.
That's 20 points of damage. Right?
Yeah, it is.
Make him do a dexterity saving throw to make him flat knock on his ass.
Dexterity?
Yep.
Alright. 19 total.
Nice.
Fuck you. Anyways.
So as you punch, and then sort of finished with a roundhouse kick, you try and then get a 4th punch in cheekily, and although he's taken 3 beatings, he's able to just quickly step back, avoiding the last blow, and you're not quite able to sort of knock him prone. As he kind of steps back, he just snaps, "Alert the others!"
God.
Oh.
Lucian, your turn.
He can't move. Quick. Focus everything on him.
Take
No.
out the weak ones. They're the one with the DPS.
Ninja.
You're, oh my
God
God.
damn it, man. We had a chance.
My plan, I still gotta go with my plan.
Is it?
Because it's only 1 step. That's as far as I can think ahead.
So,
One foot in front of the other.
Mm-hmm.
so clearly we're screwed now. We have to fight our way out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. I'm going to attack the Drake right next to me with two-handed attack, and I'm going to try the macros for the first time and see if I do this right.
Yay!
There we go.
You got this.
What?
Slash
You
R.
You forgot the /R in your macros.
Oh
I
my
said
god!
Slash R, dude. I
Oh
told you
my
this.
fucking hell!
I told
Okay.
you this.
Okay, it's okay.
This is where it pissed
Let's
off the
see.
entire
Let's
party.
see.
Oops.
Yeah, you
Oh
fucking
my
mess.
god! Now I have to.
I'm fine. I'm
This
okay
is
with
Now I
fine.
gotta get in and fix these.
This is
so
fine.
let's try this again.
I'm currently conscious.
Oh no!
Dude,
That
you're
was-
rolling damage. You need roll a
Oh,
d20.
just realized he was rolling damage.
At least it went out with the damage. That 3.
Yeah, at least we know what the damage is possibly going to be.
So
Okay,
Odd,
Mhm.
it's a to save you. Roll a d20, add 7, and actually roll 2 d20s because you can make your multiple attacks. So /R 2 d20s plus 7.
Thank you.
You don't need to change that macro. That macro for damage is perfectly fine. So with a 2, you miss. With a 22, you hit. That's technically
Okay.
9, 22. But so use your macro.
Let's see.
There you go. That's better.
Yeah, 8 points of damage. Okay, that's all right.
Alright.
Is that one at least dead?
The Drake? Unfortunately not. It's got 3
Oh
hit
my
points
God,
remaining.
Doesn't he
Are
get
you
2
serious?
damage?
He only hit once.
Oh, yeah.
It had 11 hit points remaining, I'm afraid.
Oh, so
Almost.
close.
Almost.
All right.
So close.
Is it an action to move Arsene to the square behind me here?
No, it would use all of your movement to do so, however.
Yeah, I want to. Okay, can I?
So,
can I?
to
Can I? I effectively want to drag her behind me and stay in the square I am. Can I do that?
Yeah. So to move a person, 1 square takes 10 feet of your movement.
Yeah.
So from 1 square to the other. So since you're technically moving her, actually no, that's 10 feet. So
Wait, hold on. Did you remove that damage I dealt to him?
yes,
Oh, that didn't
Yes.
look like it did. Oh, shit.
you forget
Yeah.
that this guy had over 100 HP to start with, dude.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it would take 20 feet of 20 feet of your movement to move her 10 feet.
Yeah, I want to move her to the square behind me.
Thank
Next
you.
Yeah,
to
that's fine.
Bore and
That's with
Cerno.
or without. That's with or without moving. It costs twice your movement to move someone. But I think that's just the easiest way to go with it.
All right, hang on. Let me just bring up the ape.
And
Stat
since
block.
you guys, since you weren't moving underneath your own condition, unseen, you do not provoke any attacks of opportunity.
Woo!
Alright, /2d20 plus.
Oh, I
5.
should probably also say, having looked at it, Dissonant Whispers should invoke attacks of opportunity, but we will start doing that once this battle's concluded, just for the sake of keeping it the same.
All right.
Okay.
I'm making my multi-attack against the dude on the right. That's 2 15s.
That hits them both just.
Okay.
You're an ape, aren't you? Yeah.
Yes. So that's 2d6 /2d6
Max.
plus
6.
6. It's plus. I'll just do plus.
A d6
like that.
plus 3, so it's 2d6 plus 6.
Yeah. That's 15 damage.
15 points of damage. Nice.
I go, dragging her behind and go.
All right.
Get him, monkey boy, get him.
Go, go.
Wait, hold on. From now on, can we call, whenever Cerno goes ape, can we just call him Donkey Kong? Or is that copyrighted too?
No, my tagline, my
It's
tagline or
Cerno-Kong.
whatever it is for this is
Cerno
I'm
Kong,
going ape
no,
shit. I'm going ape
oh,
shit
shit.
crazy.
Well, the one
So
you just
Kitty Kong.
attacked is
Got
going
it.
to try and attack you.
Oh, if he was not coming after me, okay.
with a what's this to hit? That's a 15 and a 17.
Yeah, both hit.
Which well, it's actually with advantage. Sorry, that's advantage. It doesn't have multi. Oh no, he does have multi attack. Huh?
See how much
No,
he
it
does.
doesn't. What?
Yeah, I haven't been doing their multi attack. God damn.
We will do that next
I mean,
time.
you don't
if
have
we
you don't
this.
have to start.
Yeah. No, I don't. However, I do still have to keep on using the 3d6 plus 3 of damage because of fanatical advantage, which is 11 points of damage to you.
Yeah,
Oh, it's not bad.
I'm cool.
What does the unicorn spirit do again?
Every time Cerno heals someone, he can heal. The unicorn spirit heals people worth his druid level, and I think it gives you guys advantage on. I think is it? No, it's not perception check.
It's let me double check. It is
unicorn spirit.
You and your allies gain advantage on ability checks made to detect creatures in the spirit's aura.
Ah, yes. So like perception checks, essentially.
But considering I can't cast any spells right now and I'm all down, effectively all out, it's really too much use at the moment. But we'll see.
Oh damn it! I have to fucking use.
That's another hit. Wow, 7 points of damage. You lucky bugger. He's on 1 hit point.
Oh boy.
Oh, he's blocking the bloody. Okay.
Doesn't Arsene have the Healy stuff?
Arsene is actually weaponless. I
Yeah.
think she has a dagger, and that is it now.
Okay,
Oh,
so.
and a light crossbow. You've got a light crossbow, apparently.
Oh yeah, I picked that up, didn't I?
And apparently you never got rid of your. Oh no, wait, no, yeah, light crossbow.
No, it's Nyx that still has my old armor. Anyway, half my movement to stand up, is it?
Yep.
So I have 15 left. So Night Eyes is on my bow rather than my bow being where the picture is.
Yes.
So there, can I pick up my bow for reaction, or do I have to move into that space?
No, you can pick it up free action.
Okay. Because I then.
To sheath or draw or pick up any item is a free action. However, it's when you want to pick up. It's when you want to pick up and then sheath or like sheath and then draw. Since you're doing 2, you can't do 2 free actions. So that's when it starts burning your bonus action to do so.
Oh, okay, that's good then. Thank you. So,
So I should change that to just sort of interacting with like basic objects, so like opening the door, picking up a weapon, picking up something off the floor, drawing a weapon. All that's considered free action, which technically happens during your movement.
okay, thank you. So, then, God, I'm gonna bonus action. So, Hunter's mark on this one here, please. This dude there, that dude there.
All right.
Oh man, and then I would like to shoot him twice. Come on.
Aim between the eyes.
That is a miss and a hit.
Okay, so I do 1 lot
You
of
can
mark damage.
actually kill it with a shot, I think.
Oh yeah.
Did that?
Yes.
He
Oh,
did.
thank God. And then I'm moving. Boop.
Hide for.
All right. Now it's
Oh.
Drake's turn.
That's why I didn't go that way.
Having been told to summon the others, you see it's sort of.
No.
They realize now, Purple. They realize now. You notice and see it sort of raise what is essentially would be akin to its heckles. The scales sort of shifting against each other, and it kind of opens its mouth and lets out an ear-splitting.
Ow.
Ah, no.
Yeah, that wasn't splitting.
Which just sort of echoes throughout the hall.
Alright.
Oh no. Oh
All right.
boy.
Agnes, it's your turn.
That Godric was the one we needed to take out, or then we're gonna get. That's the one to the exit.
No, that was the one which is next to Odd and is almost dead.
No. The one that's the other one next to Agnes
Oh, yeah.
is the one that's
The
blocking
one-
the exit that we need to take out first before we can all escape, or take out everyone else.
Yep. Sword burst.
Basically, any
Dex
chance.
15.
God,
Oh,
have
these
four.
guys are the DPS. Gotcha.
Mm.
Okay.
It rolled an 8.
Natural or overall?
One and the same.
Mm.
6 points of damage. Not bad.
That's
And
still
these guys are
broken.
the same one who, yeah, Agnes might go down the stern.
Well, I mean, she hasn't provoked any attacks of opportunity yet.
No, because it's smart, kinda. I'm awake. Just like.
Question.
Answer.
When does the at one point does the unicorn actually heal?
It
Whenever
can't.
Cerno uses a spell to heal, which means he's used pretty much all of his ability to do so now.
Well, shit.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I only have first level
Jeez,
spells
he has a
left,
horn.
and
He could just stab one of these guys for us, for crying out loud.
Right, well, the guard
That
Drakey.
silence was awkward.
No,
I
it's
didn't hear what
okay.
you said. I'm so sorry. What'd you say?
I'm waiting for Agnes to die, so it's
Mm.
fine.
No, not the witch that has all the money.
Says the one who left them behind.
I forget if I have mage
have-
armor.
You have mage armor up at the moment, yeah. So it's an AC of 13, but
Can you heal?
Nope. I can't.
strength of the grave.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Agnes is still standing.
Oh,
But that
nice.
means it's been used. Okay. I can't do that again.
It's okay.
Savengale, your turn.
Oh God, that was scary.
I have pissed off everyone.
Fear.
I'm very sorry.
Yeah, you fucking hell.
We all have to, like... I have to be told what the plan is.
We
Uh,
were talking
maybe
about
we-
it, but you were
maybe
playing
we-
your game.
I was being a British murderer. Don't worry about it.
Well, now you're about to be.
I thought you loved us.
About to be murdered by the Brits, yeah.
I think it might be the American he has more to fear from.
Which one?
The Asian American.
Good point.
Hey perps. Hey perps, do you want any stress?
No. Stop.
Speaking of purple, it is your turn.
Right. So let's see. She would like to cast Dissonant Whispers on the Gardrick in front of her.
All right. What's that? A wisdom?
Wisdom of 14.
Let us see. Let us see. 19, I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Roll your damage though. Oh wait, no, you already have, so it takes 4.
Yep.
My apologies. All right, you're slowly chipping away. As you reach out your paw and whisper, you see its eyes seem to go cross-eyed for a second as it just sort of tries to comprehend before it kind of just shakes its head and just turns to look at you.
Alright.
All right. That's your turn. I see you've taken death or eternal slavery. And with that, Looking at. Oh,
This is when I zoom out on the page to see how many people come in.
none so far, but he
Zoomed out
is
too far.
going to he's going to target Cerno with one attack.
Oh god, there's a lot of rooms.
Yeah, I'm just.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're probably
That
coming.
is
over here.
a 16 to hit, so that one hits.
Yeah, both hit. Both hit. I'm out of my 8 form.
No, that's only one attack. He has advantage.
Oh, okay.
These guys have pack tactics.
I remember now. Sorry.
See, take out the DPS
That's
or the
that's
weak
why
ones.
that's
whichever's
why
faster.
they stood in a doorway. Okay, so pack tactics. He is. Yeah, he's going to roll the 3d6 plus 3. Shit, would help if I actually typed the R. There we go. So
Well,
Ape Cerno goes bye bye, and
And then
Leo
I'm
Cerno
down by-
reappears and takes 12. So you're at 14.
I'm at 14. Oh yeah, okay. I guess I'm at 14 damage. I guess.
Yeah, as in you're at 14 HP because you're at 26, and so you had 1 hit point remaining and it passed over.
Yeah.
He's actually going to take a step back.
Attack
No,
opportunity.
He would move through that. Feel free to do so.
All right.
Boy, get one too.
Amble, yeah.
Yeah, we
And
both get.
yeah,
Both,
you both get attacks of opportunity.
both get those.
Mac is heading. Do it. Rush him. Miss.
Fuck.
16.
He just catches Boar's fist with his blade and bounces it off. However, he isn't expecting for Cerno to slash at his Achilles heel. Roll damage, Cerno.
Let me just double check
Oh,
what the plus is. I think it's 2. Yeah, it's plus 2. Okay. That's 5 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Nice. He's looking a fair bit worn, but
He's still alive.
still alive, and he does also have advantage on the strike against Lucian,
Hmm.
so that hits
It wasn't a natural 20. It's okay.
and
Yeah.
deals 16
Oh.
points of damage. Oh no, Lucian's unconscious.
No.
Boar, it's your turn.
Would I be able to swing over Cerno?
Yes, you would be able to.
Okay, I will take 3 attacks at him. I think
That
the
would be
first
2
and
hit.
the last hit. Yeah. 10 damage.
All right. The guy's still standing.
That didn't do much. Oops.
You can get out.
No,
Lucian can
it did
get
a
out
fair
in a
bit
minute.
to him. It's just that the Drake's tail's over him. All right. You've made your attacks. What else do you do?
That's all I really can do, because that is my bonus action as well.
Great, can you drag Lucian out of there?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he'll be then in range of the other Rome Core, so.
But then I can heal him on my turn.
Yeah, Boy's gonna go forward with his 10-foot fucking
Grab
lanky
him.
arms and
Okay, so you've
grab
moved
and drag.
5 foot. Moving Lucian to there would use 15. Would use 25. Would use so you can get Lucian to there,
Thank
That's
you.
basically what I'm doing. I'm getting him out.
and then you have 5 foot of movement yourself left.
I'm staying exactly where I am.
All right.
You have 5 feet left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if he
well, then
leaves
he
with
will,
the
he'll
opportunity
provoke
attack, dude.
attack, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Lucian, make a death saving
Uh-oh.
throw, please. So roll just /R d20.
Slash R D20.
/R d20. 7. That is one failure.
Ooh.
Okay. I'll heal you.
Cerno, your turn.
You can forget that failure because I am going to cast the healing word at first level on Lucian. So that's 1d4 plus 2.
Thank you.
And do we all get healing?
Yeah, you all get healing, so
Oh.
you get.
Oh.
It's 5.
Five.
Wow.
It's an extra
All right,
5.
I'll go round. I'll go round and add all the 5s.
Oh, I just did mine, so don't do mine.
Yeah, you get an extra 5. I'll add that to my character sheet.
All right.
Alright, and then I'm going to wild form back into an ape.
And that is exactly why I kept it on the page and refilled it.
Thanks, mate. You know me too well.
Donkey Kong's back, motherfuckers.
All right. Do you hear the sounds of rushing footsteps, Agnes?
Oh.
Oh, fuck! Oh, no!
Okay, it's okay. We just gotta get out of here. If we... Hold on, I want Talon back. God damn it. Okay. I'm a good sword.
All right. I think that he's actually in a bad situation. He's going to.
Attack of opportunity, do we get that?
Oh,
Yes, yes. You...
Oh, you
actually, no.
better
He's going to
fucking-
disengage. He's going to use his action
No,
to disengage.
fuck you.
Alright.
Hey,
he's not gonna
you
use
have
his-
the right to argue with the DM here, Ninja.
He's going to use
You-
his
you-
action
this
to
is your
disengage.
problem.
Something which monks can do with a bonus action and a key point. He's going to use his action to
What is
disengage
that
because he would
key
not use
point?
his action for anything else, so that makes the most sense to him. He's going to back up and hope that he can survive until the reinforcements get here to flatten you all. So, Arsene, your turn.
I will point out we have the perfect opportunity to run now.
Mhm,
Yes,
that's the plan
the
I'm
plan.
going with. How far can I
Please.
move? I am going to move there. The 15 feet of movement, bonus action, move my hunter's mark onto this drake over here,
Bloop.
and then shoot it twice. Phew.
That is a hit and a hit,
Yay!
I think. Yeah, these things have low AC.
Is it
That-
dead yet?
Is
I
enough
feel
to
like
kill
I'm
it.
about to get sick.
Hell yeah.
good.
As
Count my
Arsene
toes.
steps around, shoots multiple arrows into this drake. It just collapses to the ground, having just taken a bite out of Agnes.
Hi.
Wessel, you're not helping.
What is
Oh.
Wessel saying?
Just everyone, let's go. Let's go.
What's he
I came
saying?
to you guys in distress, and you come and join the stream and say that Wessel is just mean.
Wimble, what did he say? I can't see. I'm not on.
Same perish. He's saying we should die.
Then perish.
Shut up, boy.
No, you fucked up.
We're still friends, but shut up. What the heck is that?
I
Row shift scales. Oh no!
Agnes, you see a full
Oh.
head poke around the corner. It looks lizard-like. It is humanoid, standing on legs, about your height, and wearing sort of patchy leather armor, bits of animal skulls, leaves, and all sorts of other things adorning it.
Oh,
And his head just
no.
sort of pokes around the corner. It is your turn. He makes no aggressive movements, but he just kind of sticks his head around the corner.
Do we really have to?
Wow.
Just oh, no.
If my thing would let me.
I love
Fuck's
that.
sake. Okay,
Just run. Just
I
run.
don't know if this.
Let's run.
Run. We're running now. Just go for it. I said just
Let
run.
me do this. Can I use my sorcerer points to extend a spell from the spider staff?
No.
Even though it's. Why?
because your sorcerer points is manipulating your own magic. The spider staff is not your magic, I'm afraid. The spider staff is essentially stored magic, which slowly recharges. You're not using your innate magic skills to be able to cast those spells, which means your ability to manipulate your own magic cannot pass on to magic items to which you're wielding. Or if you want the mechanical reason, because that could get fucking terrible for some other magic items.
Okay, fine. This web here as
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
running
actually see if I
past.
See if I can actually get a fucking web. Blech.
60 feet range, 20-foot cube.
Uh,
So it'd be from where I'm running, so 60 feet's there. This line.
It'll be there. You can see that, right?
Just
Too
about.
faint. Yeah, it's rather faint.
And that is my action, but I'm bolting. But I forget, why has it gone weird?
Is there a way I can? I could just give it an aura.
Why is it gone weird? Oh well.
Hmm?
It's saying 29.9 feet, and I don't know why.
Oh,
There
I'm
we go.
just drawing.
Hi, dude.
Let's change the color of that to.
Hi, dude.
Hello there.
Please be nice.
Please
Yes,
be friendly.
please.
Please be friendly. Please be kind.
I'll do that. There we go. There we go. That makes it more
I mean, we
visible.
killed a good number of them.
We did. Took out lots.
Yes.
Savangal, your turn.
All right. So if I move over in this square, and then would I be able to see the Drake from there?
No, I would say no. You're kind of, you'd be kind of pushing it very much because I mean the line even intersects with its with the wall there.
All right.
Apologies.
And which square does this guy take up?
Hmm?
The
Oh,
question
he-
one.
Yeah, he takes up the one which is the doorway. His head's just poking around it. He takes up
Okay.
this square.
Okay, so if we move one square down, we don't get attacks of opportunity that way, right?
As far as you know.
Run
This
against
is
the
more
wall
for the
quickly.
benefit of other people, because I know you guys.
What's this
Alright,
attack
so
of
she
opportunity for?
So Savangel would like to use her feline agility and her action to run.
All right, so that gives you
Wow.
what 120 feet of movement.
Mm-hmm.
Holy heck.
Could you pick up the small? No, he's not a small one.
Oh,
Yes.
and could she also pick up her crossbow?
Yeah, you can do that whilst you're moving.
Okay.
Zoom. And then Seven
Zoom,
Girl
cat,
was no
zoom.
longer there.
Wow. Nyam. Oh my god.
She's still.
You see the lizard just sort of blink and just go, huh?
It's
Just
like
sort of
happened.
just- as this cat just bounds past, tail whisking through the air. All
What?
right. Dragonfang, looking somewhat beaten and bloody, just looks at you three and goes, I suggest you follow your friend's idea. We'll keep this sword as payment and hope you don't see you again.
God, I want him dead so badly.
Bore, it's your turn.
Jeez, be smart.
Run,
I am
run,
going
we can
to
come back and
hold
kill
my
him later.
action until Ape Cerno and Lucian both
God
leave.
damn it, this is the same thing that happened with the Hill Giants.
No.
Dude, we will not be able to revive you.
I know.
Do you want to
I
keep your
wanted- well,
character?
The action was to wait till you guys start fucking moving, then GTFO.
You can't hold your movement.
Can't
Oh, we
hold
can't
your
hold
move.
Technically, you can hold your dash, which means you can only move 30 feet, whereas if you act now, you can move 40 feet. Whereas if you move now, you can move 80. Also, considering the fact that it's literally, and this is ever so slightly metagamey, but Lucian and then Cerno's actions straight after yours.
Right, I'm
Mhm.
GTFOing. Bye bye.
Mhm.
How
Just
fucking far is 80 feet? Is my real question.
You can move your.
That's to 60.
How do you do the
Oh, right.
checking
Yeah.
measurements thing, by the way?
Q.
Q.
So you notice, you notice when you pick up your character,
Mm-hmm.
if you then press, if you pick up your character by pressing and holding, and then you press Q, you notice it starts measuring. Every time you press Q, it makes
Oh,
a
okay.
line, and then when you release it, for you, it doesn't. For you, it just places it there, but for everyone else, they see it move via the dots. So yeah,
Now I see how Purple did that thing where she was
Yeah.
all over the entire continent.
yeah.
Oh, I picked that up and used it in the other campaign. It's great fun.
All right. So Boar's done his. Lucian, your turn.
Lucian is going to follow suit.
Certainly.
And I don't care how far I'm going as long as it gets us to the exit without incident.
All right. Cerno, your turn.
Let me just double check my movement and any other cheeky shit I want to pull.
30 feet movement for both general walking and climbing for the ape.
Yeah.
Throw shit at him.
Yeah, nah, I'm gonna GTFO.
Mm,
Alright, so
Run, monkey boy, run.
Oh.
hang on.
Oh.
I can't move the ape, so I'll just measure his movement.
Oh, did I forget to give you access to moving him? Matt, apologies. There you go. It has been done.
So
I do apologize.
My apologies.
alright, I get to that. Running along going
Okay then.
Okay. It's just me there.
Alright.
Oh, my
I like
shitty
being a
initiative.
monkey.
Alcine, your turn.
Oh, thank God. 9 Tice has a fly speed of 60, doesn't he?
Yep.
Okay, so the measure thing is. Ooh. So I click. Oh God. Click and then Q and then oh my lord, I don't like this at all.
What are you doing?
What are you
I don't
doing?
know.
You press Q. You don't press and hold Q.
Oh.
You press Q and then you press Q again when you want to make another point.
You know, if the day ever comes where we have enough recordings to do it, there needs to be like a blooper montage sort of thing.
Oh my lord, this does not work.
I mean, there's.
What's funny about
I
all
You
this?
don't have. Are you using a trackpad?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's
I'm
why.
on Mac. Fuck off.
They're useless.
You know what? No, they're not. Anyway,
Wait,
you know,
is that
They just have their limits.
just? Who just
There he
Just not
goes.
as useful.
he can get there. 95 was to this bit, so yeah, he's just going there.
He has
And then
movement speed is 60.
I have move and I can move to. Oh my god! Every time I click on the screen, it scrolls all the way back to the top. It's really
For
frustrating.
God's sake. You can move to 60 feet, so you can move to either of
Thank
these.
you. I'm sorry. It keeps moving me. Hi.
Do
Sorry.
we see through that
Don't say.
open door? Since the
Yes, you do.
since row
yeah.
shift scales is there?
I'm just
Awesome
like,
character
hi
name,
there.
by the
Sorry,
way.
we
Absolutely
can't
love
stay.
it.
Appears to
Bye.
be a rather ransacked library.
A library. And we can't stay.
We
Gotta
should have
go.
gone in there
Sorry,
first.
Bye-bye.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
yeah. Also, Savangale, you noticed this.
It wasn't like that last session.
Oh, that's a lot. Okay.
Oh god. Fine, it's fine, it's fine. I can have a spell. Keep running.
Also, someone's just leaving their measurement next to the guy.
Oh,
That would be the cat.
Purple.
yeah.
Purple.
Wait,
There we go.
wait. So it's click, click.
I so
Alright,
hope
so
this
this
guy
guy's gonna
isn't
sort
evil.
of look back and forth at what's happening here.
I did it.
Congratulations.
Good job.
Look down the hallway and see just the piles of, well, not piles, but the 2 dead drakes and the unicorn spirit just happily stood there.
I said sorry to him.
And he's going to decide you're good guys to follow. And so he's going to just go with you. Agus, your turn.
Oh, that's
Please
beautiful.
tell me that was a character that was supposed to help us.
You could have encountered this character if you had followed Cerno, actually.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I love them. I don't even know them, and I love
He's smart. I
So you
like
see
him
this lizard
already.
guy just sort of peer around the door, be baffled by the speed of a cat running past. The rest of you go, doof, 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 doof. Sorry! It's just gonna go, and then just run as well.
We still running?
Oh, yes, we are.
them. Yes.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
Run.
Yeah.
we're all gonna
Running,
run out
running,
of the.
running. I'm sorry
Okay.
if we get copyright for that.
So
Just keep
It's not
running,
your go,
running,
dude.
Running,
Sorry.
running.
Sorry.
For the sake of it, these guys are just going to slowly and menacingly advance down the corridor.
Oh yeah, you're just gonna.
okay.
Weapons
I
drawn.
bet they also went to the
wait.
Indiana Jones school of running away from things.
Wait.
I
Uh,
took my running
where is it?
influences from Scooby-Doo. Thank you very much. I also make that
Cube.
bongo noise when I run.
Before we go,
He also takes 3 seconds of running in the spot before he disappears off at lightning speed.
oh
For the
wait,
Yeah,
sake
pretty
of
much.
it,
can I cast darkness behind me? Is what I wanted to do to try and throw
Break
them
line of
off.
sight.
I have darkness.
If I see them doing that, I would cast web again.
they're just slowly walking forwards, but you guys are able to cast your myriad spells before running
So
up.
it's dark web in the same
It's
spot.
dark and sticky, yeah.
Dark and sticky. Dark and sticky. Oh.
Seriously, it sounds
I
like a
just made
typical
it
Monday
really
morning with
inconvenient for them.
I
Oh,
mean,
Because they're
you
now
know,
just-
they either have to pull themselves through a patch where they can't see and nothing but spider webs, or they could just take the long way round.
And if they get stuck, they can
there
just
is a
run
long
off
way
that
round.
However, and with that, you are able to run back out into the temple itself with the piles. You run up for about 50 or 60 feet up the stairs. You hear the occasional shout, but there doesn't appear to be people advancing after you. The mixture of darkness and web spells have made it rather difficult for them to try and follow. And you emerge the top of the stairs, very battered, with a lizard-like person just pegging it with you and heading for the door.
Yeah, Cerno's with his feet and stuff along towards the door, and he's GTFOing out, sort of going to go westward.
Because we're following then.
So you're
Yes.
you're essentially going to
So
run
effectively,
out the door
if
and
I'll-
then
if
just
I'll draw-
run in the opposite direction. Like
yeah,
that.
effectively that way, like that.
I mean, you have to run. The door faces into the town, so you have to sort of run out, run along, and then run. But yeah,
Yeah,
so you
alright.
run past the side of the You run past the side of the temple. With some of your speeds, Savangal having to rest every now and then before sprinting in front of all you guys before resting, and then sprinting again. The lizard is keeping pace with you and just sort of running along with you.
They
Amazing.
they
We'll stay
threaten
run done
you.
throughout the whole of this.
You run up the temple stairs to see that he's just sort of floating above just a load of crushed wood and goes, "Oh, that's where you look terrible. Okay, we're leaving."
Bless him. Oh,
You know, one day I'm
With that-
calling it now. We'll find out that he's level 20. He's a goblin.
What day you're on?
Yes.
Yeah, Damon's
Secretly,
just a
he's the
level
most
20
powerful.
character.
Mhm.
Actually, he's One Punch Man.
He just
he's
can't do anything because
MOH.
he's
Mm.
Boro.
You are successfully out of the town and temple. 1 second, I need to take my headphones off so I can put my jumper on.
Is it cold for
Because I
you?
took it off because I was hot, and now I've got my headphones back on, so no more saying things.
Thank
She-
you. for
Yeah.
being
Abby
such a
literally
nice
asked if you were
mate.
cold.
Right.
Literally the most mundane question.
Are you cold? How dare you talk about me?
All right. So you are now. I would say you probably ran for a good 20 minutes or so out past the sort of line of out of the town sort of boundaries, and you're now just somewhat further up the hill. There's the odd tree, and you're just sort of all collapsed around or sat around a tree, panting, trying to get your breath back.
Who is that guy?
Were they trying to kill you too? Threatening you too? Okay.
If you're talking to the lizard, he's just sort of looking around as if going, "What guy?"
You.
You.
Bless. Who were they?
Can he even speak common?
He tilts his head. Yes.
Oh, helpful.
Cerno's keeping an eye down from where we've run. Like, keeping his eye down the hill.
we
Keeping an eye
asked-
out for anyone following.
So wait, why were you down there as well?
I had my reasons.
So you're not with them?
That is a long answer.
Well, you
I'm
ran
late.
from them, so it kind of sums it up.
Yeah, pretty much. We got the fuck out of there. And so
Hmm.
did you.
We're lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
Hmm. Nice. So I have another day to kill them a different day.
Pretty much.
Literally.
I took my
Lucian
sword.
tries to laugh, but just feeling all the pain from the battle catching up. Just like,
I'm going to try to lightly pass Lucian's back.
like what? Wait, what are you doing?
Lightly pat your back, but a little bit too hard by accident. Like, knowing
Oh, clean out the one that Arsene shot at. Oh yeah, I got rid of that
Yeah,
arrow.
exactly where I
Remember
was.
Don't remind me.
Oh god.
I'm so
There's an
sorry I
arrow-
shot you.
No, you know what? I'll do it. I'll pull a Shrek. I'll just be like,
No, no,
Yes.
no, no.
can I go to retrieve the arrow out of Lucian?
Oh no.
You certainly can.
As I stare in shock, horror, like, oh god, I did that.
How much HP do I have again?
You have 8 HP, so Ninja, roll a dexterity check.
Oh no, it's like his best stat.
21.
All right, you're able to quickly and nimbly yank out the arrow, not dealing too much damage, but you do deal about 3 points.
That's like how much my arrows do. Can I cast Cure Wounds on Lucian? I'm so sorry I shot you.
You certainly can.
I'm so sorry.
The lizard is just kind of stood there. You get a bit of a better look at him now. He is about 5'9", I think. That's around Agnes's height, isn't it?
What?
9.
Yeah. He's about
9.
5'9", so slightly shorter than Agnes. He does appear to be a lizard, a tail, not so similar to the Dragonborns, which you guys have seen, but this isn't a race which anyone has particularly seen much of. Perhaps actually Savangau. Savangau's seen lizard folk before, so they sort of got the angled snouts, a bit like dragons. They have forked tongues, which you see them just occasionally lick, and you think that might be where the interesting speech comes from, at the very least. He's got his hands are claws, three main ones, and then a fourth one, which appears to be acting, which seems to act like more like a thumb. So they've only really got 3 fingers and a thumb. With claws on it, a bit of a hunched back. You can see that it's sort of dark greenish scales, all sort of a few chipped and missing. The eyes are a yellow with slit-like pupils, although the left one appears to be clouding over somewhat. And they are, as I said before, dressed in sort of scraps of leathers with furs and animal skulls and just random bits of plants just sort of stuck all over them.
Another druid. Maybe?
Can we,
That was out of character.
when we, I'll ask you your name?
Row.
Ro's a cool name.
I have to tell you something out of character. My backup's character's name was going to be Rue, if that was the case.
Roo.
So.
You do also notice that he doesn't have hair. What would be hair is more replaced by a membrane of skin. I don't want to call it skin, but you know.
Oh yes, yeah, that
Yeah,
kind of textured
On him.
scales, kind of
Yeah.
skin scales,
the
that
sort
sort
of
of thing.
the thin sort of skin in a the thin sort of skin which you might find.
Membranes or.
Yeah, the sort of like what you might find as a wing or something. You know, just sort
This
of.
is scientific. This is
sticking up.
hurting my brain.
Think.
Membrane?
Okay, so
Brain
Don't
hurting.
think. Stop thinking. It's not.
Okay.
okay, yeah.
It's too much
yeah.
for thought.
Just stop thinking.
No, membrane's kind of like what bats have on their.
Yeah, so
their,
it's
what-
essentially it's like a bat wing just sticking out of his head, if you really want to imagine it like that.
pretty
Oh,
much.
like a fin,
Yeah.
but not as swishy.
Nothing's come up the. I've not seen anything coming up the hill while this has been going on.
No, none of these humanoids appear to have been coming up the hill.
All right. Cerno's
Lucian's
gonna
going.
look.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
Cerno, now that Cerno's sort of better, he's gonna take a look around, see if there's any secluded place or well-defensed place, a good place to set up camp.
Yeah, I've made note. Thanks, Abby.
Okay.
Well, you're currently uphill from the ruins. You are, so you're currently uphill from the ruins. You have quite a good view over the entire town. As for secluded, there's the occasional tree dotted along here. You think you could maybe go higher up the mountain? There appears to be a few sort of ledges, the odd cave.
We're avoiding caves. We'll try the ledge. Cerno's gonna go in slightly further up. How far away are the ledges, by the way? I don't want to walk too far away from the party.
I mean, you're sort of looking up the mountain. It would take about, I'd say it'd take probably about 20 minutes or so for you to get to one.
You're a lizard, Harry.
He's gonna, like, slightly fist bump some of the people to get their attention, and point with up the mountain towards one of the ledges.
We can take a rest, but I suggest that we get off this island and forget about that job.
Yeah.
Go back to the office and resign it.
Yep.
Agreed.
Wait.
But we also have to deal with Savangul's sister.
That I'm fine
Savangul
with.
just slaps Bore across the face.
And boys, wait, can I roll the dodge?
Nope.
Amber's unconscious.
So, Cerno sees this and does a like the one cat in Puss in Boots where he puts the hand over his mouth and looks real shocked.
I'm just shrinking in on myself, like not. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah.
It didn't deal any damage. She had her claws retracted, and it was more of a poof. Was more poof of the fur slapping you, but
Did it hurt at all?
No, but you
No.
did just get cat slap. Well, I mean, it stings slightly, but it didn't do enough to deal damage.
Kind of like
I'm
an actual
just-
like
I'm just imagining how, sometimes cats will just bap at something aggressively
yeah,
with,
that's
like, the
what I'm
front leg.
thinking. Is that this is what I just
It was
got
like
bashed
that,
in
but
the middle.
with a bit more force,
Yes.
Okay.
considering that it's a human-sized cat.
Yeah.
He's gonna and like bash on his chest to try and get attention. And he's pointing up the hill now, like
He's not
directly
the
to that
party
ledge.
pooper, but how long is Cerno a gorilla for?
Several
Like
hours.
an hour. Yeah.
Okay, you're good.
Several hours. Can I spar with Ape Cerno after we set up camp?
No.
Slap actually purple.
I suggest you not spar, but let us go and camp.
He can stay
No, I'm
in
out of
his
character.
he can stay in his beast forms 2 hours per use.
But yeah,
And
anyways.
he's gonna sort of grab at Agnes's hand and start pulling towards the mountain.
I've already said we are going. Do not touch me.
No touch. No touch.
Don't touch me.
He makes a sound that sounds really sad.
In this case,
have-
no touchy. No
You
touch.
have known this for how long, Cerno? Do not touch me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pet Night Eyes. Person nearly died.
Cerno leads them up the mountain towards one of the ledges and finds one that's probably gonna work best.
Right.
The lizard is staying out of this.
I don't know what the fuck Bo would respond to that.
Lucian's just watching this scene unfold.
I honestly have no clue what the hell Bo would respond to that.
The lizard folk, Ro, kind of steps over towards the ape Cerno and goes, "I think that perhaps we should move."
Cerno nods his head very vigorously.
He's just gonna start slowly walking towards where Cerno was pointing.
Agnes is already
Kinda
doing the
like-
same.
Cerno's eyes are
Kinda
gonna like follow the lizard folk man like very curiously. He's never seen one of these before.
He walks with a slight limp, and he is holding a staff, sort of gnarled and curled wood, which he appears to lean on as he sort of is limping up the mountain. When he was running, you didn't notice it as much, but that was probably adrenaline running through him. But now that he's slowed down, he's got a pronounced sort of limp to the left side.
Would you like
And
some
he's gonna
help?
he's gonna point at the limp in his leg, almost like, does that hurt when a kid pokes a saw? And point
I
at
was
it.
gonna offer him some help if it was so.
So he just raises his hand and goes, "A wound from a long time ago."
He
You okay
nods.
getting up the
Apple
mountain?
can talk.
What?
Shh.
Bo just has.
Purple, talk.
She's typing at the moment.
That's why I'm telling her to talk. She doesn't like talking over people.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and now she's now just not going to talk. Thanks,
'Cause
Purple.
I was waiting for, because I was trying to put the words down so I can say it.
And out of character, all of the rest of us are backing away. Like, we should. Or there will be no next session.
No idea what you're talking about. All right, sorry, Abby. What were you saying?
Oh, I was asking Ro if since it is a little sore, if he'd be okay getting up the mountain and if they'd want some help with it.
He sort of shakes his head and continues to walk. Where it's a limp and it's noticeable, it does appear to not phase him. It is very much like watching someone who is just used to that is how their body is and is just going on through with it,
Okay.
Like someone with uneven legs.
pretty much. This is something which he has come to just be used to.
That's fair. Yep. Fine. Off we go to the mountainside.
Lucian, what is your plans after this? I think we're all agreed that we are leaving.
Yeah.
This is a job for us that we have not paid for.
To be honest with you, if there's anything you need my help with, I'm more than glad to. Though, before the idea of just tagging along even gets put into question, I owe you some answers and an explanation for things. First, an apology. Forget you guys, though you had your reasons for going to those ruins, nearly got you both killed. You killed twice. I'm sorry.
We were going in there without you or not, to be fair.
I know, but still. Had two close calls, and frankly, we're lucky to have gotten out at the moment.
It was
Just one word for it.
a little scary, but we're okay. And I mean,
Well, first thing I should explain. When I came to this island, I was looking for information on those cultists. When we came up against them, I was honestly hoping that it would have been abandoned. Out of character, I'm not believing that for a second. And once again, bit off more than we could chew against the cultists. I say this because because 5 years ago, I and a faction that I belonged to, or did belong to, went investigating into the cultists when there was still very little known about them. Multiple people disappearing, etc. We thought it was like a small group of people. That like bandits or the usual folk. We vastly underestimated them. What we thought might have been like 5, maybe 10 people, numbered in the hundreds.
jeez.
The operation went to hell in such a short while. My leader had ordered the rest of us to escape while he would try to hold them off. I was the only one left alive. From the time since then, I've been traveling from one land to the other looking for any information on how to be able to stop them. That is the first part of the story. The other half is some information that, if I tag along with you, you ought to know. I am not from the Sword Coast, or this country at all. I am from the land known as Zaya, the land that is currently waging war against part of this country.
Do you have anything to do with that war?
I will get to that part. There is a small part of it. I left Zaya 5 years ago when it came to my belief. It's my belief that the group that I belong to may have been infiltrated by the cultists. And deciding it was no longer safe to take the chance, I decided to leave my home and look for any way to, one, prove that, find any information confirming it. And I'll be honest, trying to figure out what to do next. Because in this case, this was waging a war against an army. Regarding the part about the war, I came up north a few months ago because I had seen the battle between the two countries down in the south firsthand. Part of why I came up north was I suspected that before long, with this war being declared, members of my group might come to the island, and some might recognize me, trying to keep a low profile. But things went to hell after that, because the one path that I was able to take to make it up north was in the middle of a battlefield. So I had to fight my way out, and nearly died in the attempt.
My question before you continue is, do you have a whole army after you?
Not a whole army, I hope. I don't think.
Do you have anyone powerful after you?
Well,
We're just going to put that as a probably.
Probably. To be honest with you, I'm not sure.
Then you are in good company. We do not care for your backstory.
Unless you count me as a deserter. That is one part.
Well,
to explain to you, and yes, technically it is kind of an army.
Well, you may be deserter. We have people here who angered a whole underground industry, and we have someone who is wanted by a whole town. You are in good hands. I don't know about the other two. We're still questioning them.
Hold on. Wait, hold on. You were in good hands is how you're leaving that off?
Yeah.
I
We're all alike.
True.
personally, Lucian, I don't know much. War confuses me a little bit, but these cultists sound horrible. They were horrible people, and I'm happy to help get back at them.
To be fair,
As you
they sound
say
like
that,
part of the other group.
Ro actually shifts forward and goes, "That is but a small part of their number."
And they stole my sword.
That
yes.
reminds me.
We're up at the ledge now, yeah?
Yeah, at this point you've probably got to the ledge.
If Cerno has transformed back, he's gonna be listening, but he's gonna be watching over the ledge down towards town.
All right. Well, it's sort of a plateau on the mountains. Sort of, it isn't completely even. There are ledges, there's steep parts, there are less steep parts, and you sort of get to a relatively flat ledge-like plateau. It's still walk-upable at the moment. Walk-upable? You can still walk up the terrain at the moment, but the ledge is relatively flat with a slight sort of tipping downwards. But unless you were incredibly light, you wouldn't really start to roll. The area sort of for the ledge is probably enough to set up a tent or two. It's and maybe a fire. It would be a tight squeeze, but it would make for a usable campsite at the very least.
Cerno's gonna get started on one of the tents.
Yes, help if I can.
And he's not talking to anyone right now. He's clearly... You can see the gears and things turning in his head.
He's either thinking or sulking.
So yes, the lizard folk says to Arsene that it is probably a good idea to go get a new sword.
Yeah.
Lucian
Likes talent, though.
Lucian, remembering that he happens to have another sword, will give Arsene the, what was it? Moonlight sword? What was it?
No, the Moonlight Sword is the special sword, and it's your sword.
The Moon Touch
Lucian
sword.
glances over at his own weapon. It's like, it's perfectly fine. The one I have already is important to me, and you need a weapon.
I have a bow already. It's okay.
Close-range weapon.
I have a dagger.
Might be hypocritical for me saying this, but don't be afraid to accept help from others when needed. Now, how do I add a longsword? How do I give this to another player?
I can remove it from your inventory and stick it in hers.
Feel free.
I begrudgingly accept it.
Okay.
Oh,
If you refresh your character sheet, it should have disappeared from your inventory, and
Okie dokie.
a moon-touched longsword. Moon-touched longsword has been added to our scene.
come on, D&D Beyond. I believe in you.
You need a refresh.
I am refreshing it. I'm refreshing it so many times. I'm gonna close the webpage and load it up again. Let's see.
I also equipped it for you.
That's the Roll20 page. I don't want another Roll20 tab. That will kill me. See. I need to change my macros. Love Talon. I'll leave Talon there. I won't wield it anymore though. It's your it's your custom sword.
No, the custom sword hangs around.
So +4. I just do -1 off my things.
Off here to hit and your damage, I'm afraid.
Okay, I'll do my macros once you guys do stuff.
But
There's just one thing Lucian is going to... Actually, let me DM you this, because I was going to ask you this through DM earlier, but
sure.
I want to be kind of careful.
So, as Cerno and after begrudgingly accepting a sword, Arsene partake in slowly setting up the tents. Savangal is lecturing a boar who is not defending himself. That is up to you and what you think Lucian would say.
I wanted to get your okay first.
No. Anything in your backstory is up to you to pass on to the players. If there's something which you...
Yeah.
If there's something that you need to know, which you isn't written down, I will inform you.
Yeah.
If you say something, I mean, you can sort of semi-make stuff up as you go along. If you say something which drastically goes against things which the world actually has, I will step in, but...
Yeah, I will be sure not to do that. Be careful not to do that. In this case, it's already there. So Lucian is going to mention, because this was apart from explaining a lot of stuff, there is one more thing I should warn you about, especially if for some reason your travels end up taking you south.
I doubt it, but continue.
The reason I was able to escape the battlefield when I was trying to get through the two sides that were fighting as I was making my way up north is because they were attacked by, what color was it? Blue? White?
White.
A white-colored dragon.
Very large dragon.
Oh.
Ooh, very large.
Mm.
And the dragon just decided to simply join in, I guess. And both sides were in a state of panic, which I took advantage of that moment to get out of there. But when I got up north, first town I was able to go to, I proceeded to inform both about the war that had been started and made its way to the south. and the dragon. I don't know how far the news of the dragon had reached, though.
The first town on the island?
As far as I know,
Hmm?
yes.
The white. Oh god. The white dragon attacked the battle. Okay, I'm gonna have to jump you onto the continent map. Not that I believe. Not that Lucian would know the name of the town. However, he would be able to describe it somewhat. Somewhat to give you guys an idea of his route led him sort of to this area, and this is around the area to which let me ping and get you the guys there. This is to which the area to which the battle took place. Somewhere in this, his sort of no one's knowledge of this area is very strong. You don't really know exactly what it looks like. This is a map more for the players rather than what the characters actually know. So you sort of know it to be this area to the northeast of, for Agnes at the very least, knows it to be northeast of what she knows.
Agnes's main concern would have been if he went near where she's from.
As far as she can tell, he sort of traveled the edge or near the desert and then went up and around the forest.
Also came join the island round here.
Hang on.
Near Sword.
From what?
Creek.
From Scorch
Yeah.
Keep. This is he arrived in Scorch Keep. That is probably a place which both Lucian and Agnes would know the names of. It's quite a big town in the Autumn Sanctum. So, and then he made his way up and joined onto the Sword Coast up here.
That's all good. That's fine. She's happy now. Well, happier.
She knows that he didn't go anywhere near her hometown, and that where
I'd have been so welcome.
Where the white dragon attacked is to the northeastern part of the Autumn Sanctum.
Oh, to be fair, she probably wouldn't have minded if it had gone near her hometown.
Wow.
They have a lot of fires there. It could have cooled off a bit.
Oh,
Wow.
God damn it, I love you.
It's up to you, Lucian, if you wish to continue with us. And as for you, Rue, was it? I don't know. Ro, I don't know what you expect to do now.
You spoke as if you had a way off this island.
Yes.
Can we see the shore from here?
No.
Can we see the shoreline from here?
Sorry, comment.
Yes, you are from an elevated position, and it looks like it would take about half a day's travel to get there.
We can't see the boat from here, obviously, then. Too far away?
No, you cannot see the boat from... you're sort of on the curvature of the mountain, and where you are makes it hard to see the boat.
Yeah, alright.
Out of character, quick question. Because speaking of boats, when I came to this island, did I just basically get dropped off?
Yep.
Okay,
You essentially paid them, they dropped you off, and they're like, right, see ya.
Okay.
We're disappearing, and you're like, I guess I'll find my own way off this island then.
I think it would just be like, take one glance, be like, ah, great. They left out that little detail.
It's like, oh shit, I forgot to bargain about that.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work.
Oh dear.
Well,
He may be smart, but he's not entirely wise, and that was something which slipped his mind.
actually, let me look at the sheet for a second.
Yeah, you got intelligence, but you don't have wisdom.
Yeah.
Book smart, but no
that
common
works.
sense.
So, do we, want to rest here for the night, then? Figure out what we're doing?
Yes.
Leaving the island. And I think we should stay particularly on watch overnight.
Yeah.
We are on the mountain, which we previously saw had lights and a smoke dragon.
There are many creatures that call this island home.
And that
You know what the lights belong to then?
Yeah.
The word is difficult in this tongue. And he then proceeds to speak almost perfect Draconic to all those who can understand Draconic.
Whoop, whoop.
It roughly translates to creatures of fire or living fire.
Okay. Oh.
What time is it right now?
Late afternoon.
I don't know any of
The
this,
sun
so
is
it just
not
sounds
setting
really
yet.
cool. Wow, that sounds cool.
Wow.
Oh. So,
Would
hmm.
Abigail have any
That's
idea
not
what
true.
he's talking about? Because she does understand Draconic.
it's
Ross,
Seven Girl and Arsene that would understand what you're saying, right?
yeah, I believe so. Does anyone else speak Draconic?
Can we say that we've
Nope.
taken a short rest during this?
You were setting up a tent, so that
Alright.
wasn't really light activity.
Yeah, okay.
And Seven Girl was yelling at Bore, so that was definitely not a short rest.
So, if anyone's taken a short rest, it would be Ro, who's just been stood there.
Yeah, I don't think Samangal's going to let all the lecturing and everything rest just yet.
So, yeah, you haven't taken a short rest. Savangal. What? Let's see. Savangal, you can roll a nature check, and Arsene, you're not proficient in nature, so never mind.
Wait. I'm just good at history. Sort
Unless you
of.
want to speak to. You assume that he is probably referring to some form of elemental, a fire-based one at that. The exact creature, you're unsure, but from your knowledge, elementals may or may not be something which you particularly want to get into contact and meet.
Elementals that only come out at night?
Or maybe we can only see them at night.
True.
That's stupid. It feels like a stupid thing. Don't worry about it. You're just gonna sit down for a bit.
I say we rest for the night and keep a good eye out.
Great.
That sounds good.
A wise idea.
I assume you are sticking
With that-
around then.
He just sits down.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, then I guess we just sit about until nightfall and then go to sleep.
I'll attempt to make small chat with Ro in Draconic, just to practice a bit more.
You find that the interesting pronunciation is significantly lessened when he is using what you are now beginning to understand as his native tongue. Considering probably the shape of his face, mouth, it is a lot more lizard-like compared to that of the Dragonborn, to which, although they sort of hold the sort of shape of dragons, and dragons themselves can speak common, although you've only heard one do such, and it was pretty well pronouncing things. You do have some understanding, since dragons are your favorite enemy, aren't they, Arsene?
No, it's Beast.
Beasts.
I
Never mind.
know, I should have taken dragons.
Uh,
Makes more sense.
But you, anything you particularly want to chat to him about?
I'm just desperately attempting, like, where you from? How long you been on the island? How are you doing? I'm just trying to practice, and also actually like attempt conversation with someone.
Well, he is rather evasive of answering the questions. However, he gives sort of vague and roundabout answers of sort of like a while, many moons.
No, that's fine.
Sort of like from the north and those sort of vague, not very useful answers. But it does help you practice your draconic, and you assume you must sound somewhat like he sounds in common when talking.
It doesn't surprise me. Even Night Eyes is like, yeah, that sucks. Thanks, Night Eyes. Oh,
You get this strong feeling of amusement from him.
God damn it. Not buying you ham.
At some point,
Asshole.
Cerno's going to walk off from the tent, just saying he's going to go to the loo while carrying his bag and walk off.
Fucking liar.
So, what's
Very
everyone doing?
casually.
You got like 3 hours before the sun sets. What's everyone doing?
Agnes is borrowing ink and that from Cerno, and she's going to try and communicate with Dayron without actually talking.
Abigail is going to be asking a bunch of questions to Ro about being a lizard folk and what's he doing, and so on. All the same type of questions she asked Nar.
Well, lizard folk
In
is actually,
Draconic.
I was going to say lizard folk is actually a race you've Savangals encountered quite frequently. Although
More like questions about him personally.
all right, I was going to say they do actually tend to live not in, but sort of around the borders of the desert, and tend to make their way in. You do learn that there's sort of like two distinct types, much as like you've got varying varying races of humans, dwarves, and all that. For lizard folk, there are ones which are much more better suited to the sort of dry, arid climates of deserts, and there are ones much more suited to sort of more temperate climates, and others more to jungles and such. Okay, right. So
Oh, how
we should probably just go through this one by one. So if we were to go alphabetically, Agnes, asking opinions of both Lucian and the lizard. Dayron essentially says that the lizard speaks weirdly and it's amusing. That Lucian is interesting, might be useful to absorb a few blows. Good meat shield. Decent utility. A good keeper.
Does he know anything about the cult or this island?
Oh god, no.
Okay, it's not ringing any bells. Cool.
Yep. Our scene in these couple of hours, you're holding conversation with Ro and Savangal. Is there anything else?
Well, it depends how sneakily Cerno is about wandering off.
He just says he's going to the loo.
Can't with his bag. Can I insight? Am I smart enough to go? That's kind of weird.
I mean, you're kind of having a conversation and trying to pry and focusing on speaking in Draconic, which you've said yourself is somewhat difficult, and you're trying to focus on getting better and practicing it. So I would say not really. It's just him wandering off. Going to the loo. Yeah,
Mm,
he's done it before.
true. That is prone to wandering. Wait,
Is there
I'll
anything
leave.
else?
No, just petting night eyes.
All right, Bore is off meditating. How far away does Bore go?
Out of eyesight.
That could be
Dangerous?
Dangerous, yes.
probably about
Mm.
30 to maybe 40 minutes walk, because sort of
Mhm.
the way the mountain curves, and since you're in a pretty good spot to look out. I mean, I guess you could sit at the bottom. You could sit sort of like at the bottom of the ledge, and you'd be out of eyesight of everyone.
Yeah,
But you'd be able to hear everything that they're saying.
as long as they can't hear me.
I mean, they might be able.
Mm.
I mean, if you can hear them, they can probably hear you. But eyesight.
I'm gonna try to get it to where they can't hear me. I don't give a shit if they can see me.
All right. Well, I mean, you can just walk like that. You only need to walk like 10 minutes or so away. They can still see you, but they can't hear.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you're praying? Is there anything particularly you want the DM to know?
I mean, there's a bunch of shit. And I just wanted to talk to Cord in general, best I could. But I feel like that would be a thing for off stream or quiet together.
Just an alone time,
I
candlelit
don't-
dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, an alone time, candlelit
Hey,
dinner.
Perps, do you want to go, like, movie date?
Yeah, I'll take your tall boyfriend for a while, and you can have my tall girlfriend. He's taller than me by like 2 feet or 2 inches, right?
By 2 feet, yes.
Yeah.
Finally, something that's not Bore and Cerno. I'm happy with this.
Oh, now that you mention it.
Shut up, Bod!
Jason!
No, I am not in any fan fiction.
It's like the really bad Shadow times Shrek fanfiction.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That shit.
that's not Cerno, that's Cerno.
Exactly.
Sure not.
I get the joke now!
All right. So Bore is praying to Cord.
Yeah, he's gonna basically sit there till nightfall.
Cerno, you're wandering off.
I'm gonna wander off. You said there were some trees?
There's the odd tree.
I'm gonna wander
gonna
off to
find
one
the
of the
4
trees
logs.
that's out of earshot.
All right. Again, about 10-minute walk.
I'm gonna put down my bag. I'm actually gonna go to the loo. And then I'm gonna summon my animal spirits after pulling my pants up. I'm gonna summon all of them.
Too much information.
Well, as you're sort of buckling up your trousers, you sort of look up and you just see the bear just kind of licking himself, and then just look at you as if to say, "Trousers? Pfft, who needs them?"
He's gonna slump against the tree trunk and slide down.
Didn't he just go to the... Never mind.
He goes to a different part of the tree trunk and slides down. As he starts to slide down, he goes, it's getting a bit slippery. Oh, yeah, well, I'm just going to shuffle.
God damn it.
Thank you for catching that, Jeb.
Otherwise, he'd just been sat there in it.
Yep.
Ugh.
And what does Sano do once he's sat down, not in his urine?
Or poop.
It's been a busy day, huh, guys? Tired. This is too much. Or dying. Racine nearly dying. Nearly burying alive. We made the right choice leaving, right? Going on this crazy, whatever the hell we call it.
Bear sort of wanders over, lies down, and sort of rests its head on your lap. There's no weight to it, but the head just sort of rests there and it stares up at you.
He's gonna faux pat it. Like, he knows it's not there, but he's gonna pat it as if it's there. Hands
Occasionally,
slightly
one of the ears just twitch.
I don't know. I mean, I nearly died so many times. I'm barely doing anything. Like I can do more. And I
Oh boy.
screwed up on summoning the spirits. Bore died because of me. And then we went and revived him, and he's my friend, and I didn't want him to die, and I wanted to save him, but he died. Isn't part of nature death? Isn't death is a part of nature?
Sorry.
So, should we have revived him? And I can't believe I'm saying that. He's my best friend. How did I say that about my best friend?
Sorry, I'm
That
just
ruined
looking
the
at
happy mood.
I'm sorry. I was looking at stuff Ninja's put in D&D
No, that's
chat.
the point. Ninja ruined the mood.
Wait. Was it wrong to revive Bore? What does the spirit do in response?
Well, the bear's sort of still lying there, and the unicorn has laid down next to you as well. The hawk, however, it flies off towards the sort of camp.
You better not go tell any of them.
Yeah, you little fucking snitch. You better not tell. I can find it in you.
But Arsene and Savangal, you've had your conversation. Lucian, what are you doing?
Not doing too much. Making sure equipment's intact. Still fairly tired after today. Just kind of glancing around every now and then. Not doing too much.
All right. And Savangal?
She's still asking questions to Ro about where he came from, and how is it different, and if he knows any of the places that she knows where lizard folk come from.
So he essentially you learn that he is from north of the Sword Coast, born and raised sort of north of it, and has only recently sort of come down and close to it. So the areas to which Savangal mostly knows do not line up with the areas to which Ro knows.
All right.
Wow, Jam.
What is
Still
that?
need to catch up on
I
Critical
could see it. I could see
Yeah.
something out doing that. It's just like,
Yeah.
I know a lizard person. Do you know them?
I guess
Okay.
since Cerno said his thing, can we go back and Bore say his, basically?
Mm-hmm. So whilst this conversation's happening, Savangar, you notice that the that Rose sort of kind of seems to zone out and focus at the top of his staff. You look there yourself and see nothing, and then he sort of goes, "If you will excuse me, I have to go places. I will be back shortly. And just starts walking towards the tree to which you saw Cerno go piss at.
Wait, hold on. I have a question.
Wait.
Wait, hold on. My
When,
question.
that was him speaking in Draconic, so he didn't sound like this.
I have so many questions. Is this going to be what's the monkey off of the Lion King that smacks Simba and Puma?
Rafiki.
Rafiki, is this fucking Rafiki right now?
Or just comes along and just slaps Cerno with a quarterstaff.
Yes.
Oh,
that's
I have to get the gift now. Now you've done this.
Agnes
It
is
might-
sort of
Sadly, it's
writing
not the
in her
same
book.
gift, but it does him justice.
Agnes is sort of writing in her book and then probably scowling at Lucy and then writing again, scowling at the lizard, writing again, scowling at Lucy, and
Lucy may glance over at one point and be like, "What did I do exactly?"
You okay there?
He won't say it out loud, but
Kuna Matata.
It's fine.
Agnes just hears, I think he might have noticed.
She just writes, I know, in all
It's
caps.
like, no shit, Sherlock.
Play it cool. You might just think you're permanently grumpy.
She is though, isn't she?
that would be the backside, actually.
Oh, dude, fucking Rafiki is an amazing character.
Lucian is just going to get back to making sure his equipment's intact, and we'll just try to get this off his mind. Like, okay, I don't know what I did, but okay.
All right. So now, as you're having your crises of conscience, you notice that slowly making their way towards you is indeed the lizard folk, and sat atop his staff is your hawk spirit.
He wipes his eyes. He stands up and waits for Ro to get over.
Well, it takes slightly longer than it did for you to get over there, but with a little bit of time, he ends up limping his way across.
Made a friend, I see.
The hawk sort of nods, and then just kind of flutters onto your top of your head.
Cerno absent-mindedly sort of itches and scratches at it, like its belly, even though he can't actually touch it. While
You
sort of
know-
keeping a gaze on Rue.
No, they can't exactly feel that.
Yeah, I know.
I love him.
It's the thought that counts, though, right?
Literally. Sorry. This
No,
is how
but-
Oddgate kicks from the sessions.
The hawk doesn't do the dog back leg scratching thing, but it does sort of seem to lean in ever so slightly. To which, to which gets the comment of, "I see that you make a good match."
Thanks. Everyone sees the spirit, right? Do I know that no one else would have been able to see it at range?
So when you have all three sort of just hanging out, you know that no one else really notices them. It's only when you call on them singularly that other people notice them.
So it from a distance. If
It just seems like
Honeymoon was
Cerno
looking
scratching
over-
above his head. Yeah. However, they are about 10 minutes walk away, so you can just see movement and sort of Cerno and the lizard, and that's about it. You can't see him looking a bit foolish.
You
Okay.
see them.
I see many spirits. And he sort of just gestures around you guys.
Oh my god, he can fucking see Daron.
Yeah, maybe.
If he can, he hasn't made mention of the black thing.
Well, to be fair, Daron's been extremely fucking quiet, not witty.
Right.
It's not a DM.
Yeah.
Ro just sort of goes to sit down, notice there's a bit of a wet patch, and then just goes to sit down the other side of it. They have many things to say.
You hear them speaking?
Gives a small nod of his head.
He looks up at the hawk. So you speak to him and not to me?
It just blinks at you and he goes, do not take offense. They serve you well.
Yeah, I know. And he moves. He puts his fingers under the sort of the feet of the hawk and puts it onto his shoulder.
Hawk and it hops on and then hops off.
Yeah, they do. Too bad I don't know how to use them properly. Or well.
The lizard just sort of looks at you and goes, you seem to have some control over when.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. May I ask, what did Hawk say? That you can hear?
That you needed someone to talk to who can talk back.
Well... He sits down, crosses his legs in front of Rue. Well, I don't know. Where do I start?
The beginning tends to work.
Alright. Cerno tells him about his home and the rushing plains, his dad. Or, as you keep referring to him, his master. Cerno refers to him as dad.
His dadster.
Yeah,
Dadster.
dadster. His dad, and how he left the rushing plains and his journey to Neverwinter through the Russian... Was it Russian Guard? Or Oxenford?
Russian Guard, yeah.
Russian Guard. And how he slightly accidentally, indirectly killed a few people. And then his journeys down
There's
to
no accidents,
Neverwinter.
we're nothing but murderers.
And then he fast forwards a bit, skipping over the... Yeah, he fast forwards over the journeys up until the White Spire, where he describes what happens there. And then he finally gets to the bit that is actually sort of worrying
Being
him
the
at
problem
moment.
to him.
Yeah. And then, I guess this is the actual bit that's worrying me. You know, the boar, the bugbear. He died. And it was my fault. And then we went to revive him. And I don't know, I mean, death is a part of nature's course, so didn't I just do something? Was it wrong to revive him, to go against nature? And he's my friend, how can I say that about my friend?
The lizard sort of takes this all in, nodding his head and occasionally looking a little bit surprised whenever you mention one or two things, or a tad confused upon mentioning of others. You begin to get the feeling that this may be someone who doesn't spend too much time in large amounts of civilization. But sort of at the end, he kind of looks at you and goes, actually, how doth he respond? Good question, brain.
No.
You seem to think that his death was your fault, and that it was what nature intended. Why are you so sure?
Well, I've seen things die. I've seen plenty of things die. I mean, the rushing plains, it's not exact. It's pretty nice, but, you know, nature is nature no matter where you go. And, you know, I mean, his death was my fault. We were both standing in front of the giant, and I ran first. So, you know.
The creature could have just as easily followed you. Things die, and yet things survive. I am sure I've seen creatures escape with a fraction of their life.
Yeah.
Their spirits stay. They linger. I see a lot of them. Death is not the end.
It is the beginning. Out of character.
It is merely a new stage. If the gods saw fit for your friend to return, then you have not gone against nature.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Guess it makes sense.
He sort of pulls himself up, pats you somewhat on the head, which is kind of weird. It's sort of claws, scales, somewhat weird sensation. A few bits of your hair sort of get stuck in between some of the scales as he kind of pulls them away, and you get the sort of weird, slight pulling sensation, but he kind of just looks down at you. I'm sure your spirits that you can see and call upon will continue to aid you. Trust in them and yourself.
Okay. I'll try.
With that, he starts making his way back towards the group.
Cerno's gonna remain there for a little, processing, thinking. Gonna glance at his bag every once in a while and shake his head and turn away. Trust myself. Trust myself. He's gonna look at his hands as he's rubbing them together. I really do that? He's gonna remain
The bear
there.
sort of goes to nuzzle you, and then somewhat goes to lick your face, and then sort of stops, sniffs, and then sort of decides.
Bend chill. Sorry, by the way, for
Obi-Wan
timing
Kenobi,
in the middle of that.
Old Man Ben. Remember, Luke, the Force is within you.
So, Cerno continues to sit on his ass with his spirits surrounding him that only he and Crazy Lizard Man can see, as Crazy Lizard Man makes his way back to the camp. Darkness at this point is probably beginning to slowly settle in.
It's at this point Cerno's glance sort of lingers on the bag, and he goes, "Fuck it," and he grabs out the book and opens it up
Alright.
with the last days of light. What does
And
it
with
read?
the last pieces of light, I cannot remember exactly what I said last time, but it's still Oh wait, oh shit, I've forgotten what the last thing it said was actually. Ah!
I wrote it down. Let me find it.
I mean, I've got it written down as well. I just have to remember where.
Where you wrote it.
Yeah. Shit, how many sessions ago was it?
It was while we were on the mountain.
On the other mountain.
Yeah, on the
Yep.
other mountain. Fighting the
It says,
basilisks.
are you
It
capable
should
of
have
seeking
been-
out its knowledge?
Oh god, no. No, that was ages ago.
Where's ago I went past
It
it?
was
Oh yeah, that was way.
Session
oh, that's
29. It said to learn about us, you must seek the first eater. You must first seek the eater of knowledge. Knowledge worshipped by some, feared by many, isolated by the elves. I believe that was the last thing it said in it,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
yeah, that's what's read in the
Really
thing.
put these in bold.
It does. It does say that, but underneath it does also have a few new words, to which just say, "We are waiting."
Can you help me protect my friends?
Shit. This is where Cerno gets possessed. No.
And this is where Cerno makes a pact with the devils. I mean, what? Asmodeus appears before you. Make a charisma saving throw, please, Cerno.
Oh yeah, that's -1. Hell yeah, baby.
Oh
Hell
shit,
yeah.
yeah, let's do this, Cerno, let's go!
Natural one.
Natural
That's an
what?
8.
Damn it!
Oh,
With an 8, you feel just like you had before when your mind got clouded by multiple thoughts and some other thought process seems to take over the control of your body with your own mind being shunted to the back. You feel this happen momentarily as you slam the book closed before you regain control only a couple seconds later. I assume you open it.
Yeah, I open it back up, trembling slightly.
Book reads, "We are but one of many ways to help."
I mean, it's a nice book.
My gamer senses are saying no, but this is your story, so.
Everything is telling me yes, honestly.
It's like looking down at a pit and there's a sign that happens that says treasure down here.
I would fall for that.
Yes.
Not gonna lie.
Now the thing is, you go, there could be treasure down there because someone else might have thought of this and gone down and not been able to get back up. So the
Or
sign
some-
might not actually be lying.
Or someone could sneak up behind you and kick you down into the pit. In which case, you die.
Fucking Dark
And
Souls.
add to the treasure.
Treasure ahead.
Exactly, so the sign wouldn't be lying. What do you do, Cerno?
But it would be a bad sign regardless.
I was
I
sort
will
of
see myself out.
talking about, like, now, but fine, whatever. And he closes the book. Puts it back
God,
in the
whatever
bag.
book. You're not fucking helpful. God. Fucking emo
God,
Cerno.
this random object we found in a half-living, half-dead tree just doesn't do anything. God.
God.
The only thing I can think of is the book from Harry Potter.
That
The
has
Yeah.
one Riddle's
Horcrux.
I don't.
Yeah.
Diary. I'm
I
not.
need. Yeah,
Mhm.
someone. I need to sit down and be forced to read the
I will
Harry
explain
Potter
to you
books.
later.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what we'll do in December, is we will watch Harry Potter. There we go.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah.
It's better than
Cerno
Star Wars.
puts the book back and looks to his spirits. I assume that they're possibly looking judgmentally at him.
The bear's licking himself, the unicorn's staring at you, and the hawk is still sat on your shoulder.
We should probably get rid of that book, shouldn't we?
The bear nods, the hawk just stares at you, the unicorn shakes its head.
I'm getting really mixed signals here, you guys.
All three of them nod.
Oh, now you're in unison. He's gonna sit back down and wait for his jitters and nerves to calm before he goes back to the party,
Alright.
watching the sunset. If it-
As for everyone else, Ro
Boy's still
slowly
sitting there.
slowly returns to the camp. It is now getting dark. Sano follows soon after.
Has Ro reacted at all to where Dayron is?
Does not seem to have, no.
I.
I
I mean, I want to
No.
ask stuff, but Agnes doesn't know that he can see spirits and.
Mhm.
Yeah, only Sano knows that.
I hate trying to play Bore and like be true to the character sometimes when you don't hear like half the stuff. Yeah.
Cerno's made his way back to the thing, put the bag down at whatever tent. He doesn't know which tent he's using. Ugh.
I think we've all just given up on that sort of thing at this
I
point.
mean, considering you don't have enough
Mm.
tents, 2 people, you kind of share now as well, so.
Bore gonna sleep under the stars.
You better come back to the group though.
His fur will keep him warm.
I know.
On this tropical island.
Oh
Mhm.
god, I keep forgetting.
Where's
Tropical.
Cerno
What a
looks
fucking
around. Bore
island.
hasn't
This
come
is-
back.
This is our summer vacation,
Hmm.
by the way, guys.
Bore's not back yet.
Nope.
Yeah, he should come back here.
He's just over there.
I'm just
Think
gonna-
he's
I'm just gonna add, Cerno will have been away for how many hours now? Or how long?
About 3.
3
Well,
hours.
I raised an eyebrow at you as you came back. But
This is
I
where Sano
won't say
just.
anything.
You do not want to go over there!
As we figured that out for ourselves.
Out of character, how long have we been going for?
Stream-wise,
I don't know. It's almost
we'd be
2 hours?
2 hour, two,
Yeah.
nearly 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Got about
We
half
got
an hour
a little
stuff.
bit of time.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's 6:24.
We should really bring Ball back.
Mhm.
Yeah, Cerno's gonna walk off and look for him.
Fucking throw a rock.
It's just over there. Like, he just.
You forget Sano.
We can see him, right?
See in the dark.
Oh shit, yeah, you
And
can't
it's now
see.
dark.
Cerno's gonna grab out the drift globe
I was gonna say he's got that.
and have it just cast light. And have it
Oh, right.
floating next to him.
Bright light, bright light.
The light isn't that bright. It's like a torch.
No, it's bright light.
I
It's
think
the
of
same-
that.
It's the same intensity as if you just stood outside on a sunny day.
No, fuck no.
I thought that was the daylight spell.
No.
No,
You can cast
I'm
No,
saying-
so you've got 3 different stages of light. You've got bright light, dim light, and no light. Bright light is light that you have when you're walking around during the day. Dim light would be like walking into a cave where it's beginning to get a bit dark, or dusk, sort of dusk where the light's sort of failing. That would be akin to dim light, and then obviously no light is when you have no light. Dark vision for you guys makes dim light look like bright light, so any light source to you guys looks like it's the middle of the day, and then no light to you guys looks like dim light.
Also, I've just realized out of character as well. I think me and Purple play games very differently. Very
You'll do.
differently.
Pretty much.
Cerno's gonna actually, looking at how bright it is and looking down to the general direction where the church, the chapel thing was, he's gonna put the drift globe away, turn it off, and he's just gonna produce flame for a little torch on his hand.
So the different levels of this, the different spells essentially affect how large an area of bright light it is, and then how large an area it's dim light beyond that. That's what the spells really affect. And then spells like sunlight, and I think it's sunbeam or something like that, those are actual considered to be the same as sunlight. So if you really want to think about it, just think like those also produce UV light, where the rest of them just produce light like LEDs do.
Like a giant LED.
Well, I mean, like, LEDs produce, well, I mean, they can produce UV, but I mean, like, they just produce the wavelength of light that you want, and that's sort of what the light spell and such does. And then the spells which they literally say in their description, like, this counts as sunlight. They produce the effects that, say, like, creatures who get disadvantage on attacking in sunlight. Those spells affect them, but daylight don't. All right, so you produce flame, and you're going to go and try and find Bore, hey, Cerno?
Yeah.
What's everyone else doing?
Seven Yo is attempting to try and scratch behind her ear with her foot.
You just hear the of a foot slamming against rock.
I love this damn cat.
If everyone else is just going to be sat around camp, Cerno, you eventually stumble your way onto Bore.
Hey, Bore.
Hi, buddy. Hi, bud. Oh, wait, hold on. Hey, bud. There we go. That's the voice.
What you up to?
Or had to hit puberty. Much. Just still on the day, trying to figure out how to respond to that cat.
Yeah. I didn't really listen to much of it. Sorry.
No, it's... she has every right to say that. Because I still run into battle, even though I have perished. And I do think, was it right for you guys to actually bring me back? For me to keep doing the same, and what have I learned?
He's looking towards the horizon, because can he see the sort of horizon and the stars in the sky and things?
Yeah, you can sort of make out the stars. A few of them are reflected in the... You can sort of figure out where the sea is. It's not pitch black, but it's dark and hard to sort of see where you're going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Cerno,
Yeah?
when I first went down, I didn't really understand the plan of what was going on. I just saw you run towards the giant, and my immediate thought was to protect my little buddy, because it's true. Oh,
Just stop.
oh, okay. Poor hug, Cerno.
He holds the
It's a
flame
giant
out
bear
away
hug.
from Bore's body.
Nope. Nope. Let it burn.
Slight smell of singeing fur.
Bore, we
Boy,
don't have
just-
that many set of clothes
just
for you,
hugs.
Bore.
No, they don't.
We're running out of clothes for you. Bore.
Boy.
Except for the shorts, you made it clear those do not get removed at all.
Those are somehow impervious to all damage.
The shorts. It's the magical pants.
We really need to go back to that seamstress. He's
Wait,
somehow
is
magic.
it like the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants? It was just like one magical pair of pants Boy has all the time. 'Cause I don't remember.
He got
anything in
5
that movie.
shirts and 1 pair of trousers.
Yeah.
You got several sets of clothes from a very enthusiastic gnome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a great short story, you know?
Oh God, yeah. Boys Day Out.
I think I got that. I think I got that one odd.
Both Cerno and Bore make perception checks, please.
Oh shit.
Alright.
Fuck. That's not Discord. I have to roll that in.
Do I?
Don't type
Do I have disadvantage or anything like that?
I mean, if you want disadvantage for smelling burning fur and having your face stuck into Bore's
Oh.
chest.
14.
No, it was just a question. 15.
Well, it is enough for both of you to notice that further up the mountain, the dancing lights appear to be slowly making their way and just appearing on the mountainside, slowly moving around.
None of them anywhere near the campsite.
Yeah.
For now, no.
Let's get back.
Yeah.
And he clambers out of Bore's grasp.
I pick him up again and throw him on my shoulder. And I walk off.
Cerno will keep the light going.
Alright. Well, you guys successfully return to camp without falling into any giant holes,
Oh.
twisting any ankles in rabbit holes or the like.
Oh no.
Are we sure?
No, you
Why?
twist to break your ankle. Bore can now only hop.
Uh,
Oh, you're fine. You make it back to the
Bad
camp.
from that.
Make it back to the camp?
Do we have a
Everyone is
campfire
doing what-
going?
I do not know.
a small
What do you do
one.
now?
Small
A
one.
small campfire to produce light more than anything else, considering the fact that, again, tropical, still rather warm.
Mm-hmm.
Cerno turns off his flame. Hops off Bore's shoulder.
It's flames off.
Flame on. Flame off. The clapper. I had to.
Well, it worked well.
Time to get some rest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll take first watch, and he sits down in front of the campfire.
You will not take it alone.
I'm fine.
Mm.
I was meaning more that you can't see.
I'll help Cerno on this one.
You can't see either.
Yes, you can.
You're human, as far as we know.
You are human?
All right.
So doesn't that mean you
Alright.
can't see?
You forgot.
Fair point.
You
Good
see the
point.
cog slowly turning behind Lucian and he goes, oh yeah.
I don't mind. No, yeah.
You just hear the...
Rose already asleep.
Yep, Rose already asleep.
That's great. Glad they can go to sleep so easily.
Arthene, can I take Night Eyes for my watch?
Yeah, go for it.
Yay!
Okay, doesn't mind as long as he gets pets.
He's going to get the best belly rubs he's ever gotten.
Arsene, in your mind, you also get the idea of and ham.
Out of character, I just had this image in my head of if we did end up losing and being enslaved and everything. In the end, the dragon cultist guys would be all over Night Eyes.
Good. They better be. They better treat him well. I swear to God.
I think in the end he would be the one in charge.
Oh my god, I can just see him with a fucking crown right now.
Bring
Jack,
me
we
more
have
ham,
this guy.
subjects! You know, there would just be raids on villages, but the only thing stolen is all the cured meats.
Yeah. Agnes would be one of the people bring it back and be like, can't fucking believe it came down to this.
Night Eye secretly the
Goddamn
end
stupid
of campaign boss.
This isn't even my final form!
He turns into an even smaller dragon.
With eyes like Puss in Boots from
Wait,
Shrek.
just becomes a
Oh
dragonfly.
my god, yes!
What?
Oh, fucking eyes.
Listen, why am I hip hop?
Alright, so we have
I feel better
Cerno
now that I don't
and
have that couch.
Arsene.
Yes,
Alright,
I offered
perception
to.
checks.
I mean, who else? What shifts? When? Where? Why not?
I'll take
Seven
the
Gil,
last
Nightingale,
one.
Seven Gil, and Night Eyes going second.
I'll go
take
third
last.
with
I will go third with him. Because he's human, isn't he? So he can't
as far
see.
as you know. Cough, cough,
Yes,
cough,
that's the point.
At least four.
Agnes is like more distrusting and giving you evil. It's just like, but you are human, right?
Will
Okay,
we have
so
taken
Cerno
short
and
rests at
Arsene,
any
roll your
point?
perception check. What was that? Sorry, comment?
Will we have taken short rests?
Your moping probably counts as a short rest, yeah.
So would mine also count
Oh
as that?
God.
Yes.
I'm distracted.
Alright, I'm just looking.
My keys actually was set this time, by the way.
Alright, I'm gonna summon my hawk spirit. And
Oh.
we'll both get advantage. Because it's wisdom perception checks.
Yep,
It-
apart from you just roll normally.
Me?
Yep,
I thought
because it's dark.
Can we call the hawk from now on Tony
alright.
Hawk?
God damn it.
Yeah, that's a 9.
Even I didn't like that one.
9!
9! So, you both notice the lights sort of dancing around the... Well, I say dancing, moving around the mountain. Being closer, you notice that they do appear to actually be forms of flame, sort of, moving around. None of them... the closest one is probably a good 30 to 40 minutes walk away from you. They don't seem to be paying any heed or mind. But from what you see, you just sort of see these flames of light dancing and moving across the mountain.
No light or anything down towards the chapel?
Not that you can tell.
Alright.
No signs with the cloud dragon thing leaving. Like
Not
it
that
did the
you
night
can
before.
tell.
Mm.
All right, Savangal and Night Eyes. It comes to your shift.
Who's taking which tent, by the way? 'Cause we've only got 2 set up, right?
Fall asleep under the stairs.
Do we even have room for two?
Yeah, you
That's what
have room
Sub
for
said.
two. Ro is literally just sleeping curled up.
God damn it, Night Eyes.
Well, Night Eyes and Savangal see all.
Please do.
Why do we
Listen,
put
but-
them two together? This is why we should be.
So, what you two see, you do see the flame-like creatures. They, what appears to be random movements for the other two. You guys notice that it appears to be more detailed and instructed. They seem to be shifting between places maybe doing some things. I mean, they're too far away to be able to actually focus on them, but you can sort of keep track of the moving of the lights and try and figure out, keep an eye on one and it seems to move and then just disappear. Recalling what you saw during the day, you assume they're probably going in and out of bunches of caves which litter this mountain.
I'm glad we didn't go to one of the caves.
Also, from what Night Eyes can see, seems to get and inform Savangalov, you seem to get the feeling that there's a weird set of cloud smoke sort of at the top of the mountain, but it hasn't moved.
Savangel sends the image of the cloud dragon into Night Eyes.
No, it was Night Eyes seeing it and sending it to you. Night Eyes got a better perception.
Ah, okay.
But other than that, a uneventful night. To which leads us to Lucian and Agonis.
In Agonies?
Agonis.
What?
Agnes.
Agonies.
I don't think I would have ever. So what am I rolling
I
for this
love
one?
Agonies.
That would be a D20, and for Lucian, it is a -1.
Oh, great.
-1?
Nope, not minus exclamation point.
-1?
Yes,
Just
Lucian,
fun?
Let's see if I got
particularly
this right.
wise. Agnes, this human
Yep.
can't see shit, even with the small bonfire going.
How many fingers do you see me holding?
What are fingers? I mean,
Oh, that's amazing.
I mean, this is
Wow.
akin to looking through the telescope whilst leaving the lens cap on and going, "Oh my god, there's a black hole everywhere I look."
Oh my god, no, leave me
I'd
alone.
love to hear Dayron's commentary on this.
Oh no, Dayron's asleep now. It's night. Dayron sleeps.
Oh yeah, he's okay,
Yeah,
he's
Dayron's
useless.
not helpful at all.
He really
No.
isn't.
I love how Daywon sleeps, but he's a ghost. As far as
Yeah.
we know, he's a ghost.
Well, he's not dead.
He's not dead. So, fuck, what? Is he just trapped in a plane?
Who
You
knows?
do not know.
Well,
As
Whatever it is,
for
it isn't affecting hunger or anything if he was alive. Because otherwise
Yeah.
you'd see him a lot starving and likewise.
He'll be
also having to
complaining a
eat
lot
or
more.
drink. So Lucian, it's warm. You're not. I mean, you've spent a little bit too long now on the Sword Coast, sort of in the cooler climates, and it's nice to be sort of back to this temperature, but it's also kind of weird, and you're just running through loads of different thoughts in your mind, and you're just not paying attention to what's happening around. Agnes, incredibly paranoid witch that you are,
Yes.
you two, I assume Savangol made informed Agnes of what she saw.
Yep.
So you sort of keep an eye on this sort of smoke cloud, to which it doesn't appear to be moving down the mountain, but it does sort of appear to be moving as if the creature's shifting its position every now and then.
Hmm.
However, it doesn't seem to have taken off. The small lights, which are the elementals wandering the mountainside, continue to move. You glance down to the town occasionally, thinking that you might see the odd glint of light or flash of light, the odd sort of noise ringing out. But as far as you can tell, it's not like they're coming up the mountain to kill you in your sleep.
Always good to know. Or believe.
Knocking on wood.
Mm. All right, and that makes it now Boar's turn.
Yep. Which I don't remember. Actually, yes, I do. I can just hit the up button. Do do do. 10.
And Ro actually wakes up and spends it with you, and he gets a
Bless him.
12 plus 6, 18.
Nice.
Holy shit, bro.
He does not have dark vision, though.
Did lizard folk not have dark vision?
Nope.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. You asked him. No.
Does Bore have dark vision?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
boys.
bugbears do.
Okay.
Yeah, furry babies do.
Very few creatures don't have dark vision now, which is a slight complaint that people have. But yeah, dragonborns, lizard folk, humans. What other races?
Human.
Yeah, I don't think Kenku have dark vision.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure that makes sense because most birds don't have good dark vision unless you're an owl.
Yeah.
Yeah, halflings don't. Goliaths don't. I don't think either of the Gif races do. I don't think the Genesi do. Oh, I don't
It
think
may
the
depend on
Furbolgs-
which type you are.
I don't think the Furbolgs don't. Changelings don't. Centaurs don't. Aarakocra don't either. So there's a good portion of them which don't. Anyway, yeah, Tortles don't either, and Trojans? They apparently don't, which is weird considering that if they live underneath the sea, they should probably need to be up to sea. But anyway, moving on. For Bore and Rose shift, Bro doesn't say much and just sort of sits hunched over and staring into the fire. As it sort of dwindles in flames, he says something in a language which Bore has. Bore does not understand, and the fire sort of crackles and grows larger for a while before beginning to slowly decrease in size once again.
He's cursing us all.
He's cursing Bore to death.
But day
Quick, gather the
comes,
dragon
and
balls.
as the sun rises, you notice that the fire elementals do disappear once again. However, the pile, or well, not the pile, the collection of smoke at the top of the mountain does not.
Has it
Oh.
normally?
Yeah.
Oh.
Fuck.
There is
So
not
we
normally
might need
smoke at the
to-
top of the mountain. This smoke, this sort of smoke, is from the. You assume it's from the creature you saw the last night you stayed, which was on the beach when it flew over you. And only Agnes and Arsene sort of saw it, and Night Eyes saw it in true detail.
He has magic eyes.
Apparently.
I assume we all wake up in time.
Yeah, the sun starts rising. From what you can see, the island doesn't appear too much different, and only the more perceptive of people notice that there is now this sort of just mass of smoke moving and yet unmoving. It whirls and sort of twists and turns, but it's confined to a small area at the top of this mountain.
I say we get moving towards the coast.
Agreed.
Wait, we're leaving?
Yes.
After what happened, we have to. We are not ready for this.
I actually think we could take them on. We just need a plan.
Cerno glances at Bore. Yeah. Besides, we do have a job here to do.
Didn't you say you also had a task you had to do elsewhere?
How many nights have we been here?
This is night number 3. No?
Oh wait, no,
2.
2.
2.
Yeah, 2. I said it right. Ha 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 ha.
This is your third day.
That's it, yeah.
We're only on day 3.
You landed, you met Lucian, you did the combat, you camped on the beach, you then went and did all this, and that was your second night, so this is your third day.
Well, here's the thing with that. I agree with Samuel. We can do this. We just actually need to plan it to talk about it.
Don't take this the wrong way.
I will.
I know you've said this that you have come back from worse, but in this one, for example, just using the ruins alone as an example, you've nearly lost one of your members once already, and all of us nearly died the last time. If we come back here, we need to be stronger than we are now. Plus, I have to admit, I'm a little uneasy about that smoke. Far
You're not
over.
the only one. I sound like I fucking smoked 20 packs of cigarettes a day. This is like...
If you plan to come back and take on the cult at a later date, you will find that they will have moved on.
Because this thought now occurs to Lucian, would any of us have gotten a good look at the gauntlets that the leader equipped?
What? He smacked me on the face a few times.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have got a good feel for them with that, yeah.
I mean,
Out of character,
he
would
was.
that be a good thing to ask our new friend at the moment? Whether he's heard anything about this gauntlet? Well,
Crap, I need to start getting ready.
when we first got a look at what I assume was the leader of the group of cultists that were in there, he equipped these gauntlets that seemed to have made him much, much stronger somehow.
Cerno's
Our
looking down over the ledge at this point, by the way.
Alright.
Have you heard anything? Have you heard anything about any particular gauntlets like this? Like anything that could be relics or anything in those ruins?
I do not know what they are, but they are here to retrieve items like it for their master.
Wait, who's their master?
Wait, is that why they took my sword? An asshole.
No,
Shit.
that was more payment. They are searching for things in particular.
The room that we walked in, did it look like a ritual room described in the letter?
Melissa.
In the letters?
You're not entirely sure. The letter just said a ritual room, and from looking in, there were multiple pedestals which appeared to have been designed to have things sit on them. That's what some of the cultists stuck behind, and you summoned your snake near one of them, and what the leader cultist vaulted over. It could quite easily have been a room for rituals. You're just not entirely sure.
Been searching for them for so long now.
Does anything look like it's changed, looking down? Like any signs?
You can see.
Alright.
Thinking about it, as thought does cross his mind, Lucian suggests that we probably ought to make our way, resume making our way out of the island.
Are you sure? Because that thing that we all signed is magical, and we have no idea what the consequences are if we end up breaking it.
Cerno's gonna walk around
in
and
terms
sort
of
of
our
tug
job?
on Rue and sort of take him away, just a little bit away from the party.
Alright.
In terms of the job Savingav, they did say if we return to their other office and say we do not wish to continue the job, they will be fine with it. We just can't walk away completely from it.
And as I remember hearing you say, you had another task that you needed to do. How
Yeah,
soon
that
do you?
task is to be repaying for bringing me back from death.
Actually, out of character, Lucian wouldn't have known about this, right? He wouldn't have heard it mentioned before.
No, it wasn't mentioned till just
No.
Agnes has said something about needing to do another task, I think.
Okay.
We
now.
only
Actually,
need it elsewhere, yeah.
Yeah, we needed.
I mean, he has no idea what the task is and why they have it or whatever, but you guys have made mention of your other tasks. That's about all. Right, Cerno, you lead the lizard folks slightly away from the party.
You could see my spirits when no one else could. Do you have any other abilities?
Kind of takes a long look at you and goes, "Some."
I love the way he talks.
Would you be
Me
able
too.
to help us deal with these cultists?
Perhaps.
Perhaps?
I have already had to deal with them once or twice. I do not particularly want to again.
Well, what can you do?
Control the elements and bring them to bear against them.
Okay. Would you be willing to help us?
He kind of
Please?
stands there and breathes in and sort of takes a long while to think about it. The both eyes, even though one is slightly clouded over, you sort of see it staring into you. Almost as if kind of boring through you.
Just a little boy arrow just goes right through his heart.
Sort of
For a
just-
while.
Thank you. Thank you so
I
much,
shall
and he
get
takes his hands and
vengeance.
shakes it.
And as he's like halfway through this sentence, shaking it, and you see him sort of kind of like catch him, his voice sort of catches in his throat, and he sort of just stops as you almost shake him off balance.
Oh,
And
Ooh.
Cerno walks back off towards the camp.
All right.
And when he gets there, unless someone else has something to do, he'll speak something, but only if everyone else is done speaking.
Seven Girl is still trying to convince him that she wants to go back in there to take care of him.
My worry is that they have something to do with the creatures on the mountain.
As
Well,
Rogue reappears, that is not true.
That's reassuring.
I smell something burning. I'm going to be right back because Sean's cooking.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
I mean, if the other creatures do show up, we can just run from them.
One day. One day is all we need. If we don't do it in one day, we leave.
If we don't do it in one day, they may kill us.
I doubt they'll even consider giving us a chance this time around.
Then we don't
They
give
did
it
say
to them.
I also think that they might have gotten a bit arrogant when they taken Talon as payment and we ran.
Besides,
So they probably don't expect us to come back right away, especially since we lost something. So if we attack them now, we're attacking them less unaware since they think they got the victory on us.
They
Ooh.
will also
Mood seems
Still
just
be-
very hesitant, just arms crossed.
they
Just
will
thinking.
also still be preoccupied with what they are searching for.
Okay.
Even
This is
better.
true.
Lucian's going.
Who the fuck was that?
Basically, yeah, he went to put the food on simmer, but didn't turn the stove down to simmer. So our hamburger helper is now burnt helper, and we need a helper.
Wait, is that where the name comes from?
We just need some help.
A lot of it, apparently. Oh my gosh, that
Anyways.
needs to be clipped.
Anyways.
Oh.
Okay.
um,
For fuck's sake.
Lucian's going to look at Ro, was it?
Yeah.
And going to ask, do you honestly think that? Do you think that we have even the slightest chance?
I do not know.
Do you know how many people are in there?
When they
do not
attacked
know.
us, they picked us off one by one.
Us?
Us.
Insight check.
Feel free to roll insight.
Yeah.
Alright, let me.
Really?
Can I do the same?
Yeah.
The whole party. rolls
There's a
inside.
reason why I have to give all my NPC stats.
Why
my
did
insight?
they?
My
Why
insight's a
did they
plus
leave
5. This is
you
only
alive?
going good.
Why did they
That's
leave
a
you
9.
alive if they were killing everyone else?
You
That is a fucking 9 as well.
them.
Comet,
Pardon?
why are we having the same rolls tonight?
He said because you interrupted them.
What am I rolling for this?
For Lucian, your
Mhm.
insight is a d20 plus 2.
Okay.
That's better.
15.
To fuck off. Odd.
I'll be right back.
Certainly. So for Cerno and Bore, it is very hard to discern the emotions through this odd pattern of speech which you have not come across before. Along with having not come across this race before, it's very off-putting and very difficult to sort of discern what he may be thinking and if he is trying to deceive you in what he is saying. As for Lucian, you get the feeling that he is not willing to part with more information than he has to, but from what you can tell, he is not lying.
You were fighting them at the same time we were?
Oh, wait.
Of sort.
We saw tracks of the people having been here. Remember?
Hmm?
When we first got here.
Is there any chance your companions are also alive?
No,
Hmm.
I saw each fall and be fed to beasts of the island.
Alright,
Oh.
can someone give me a recap? I just had to go answer the door.
So essentially, what you and Bore could discern, or what Sano and Bore could discern, is stuff all through this mixture of weird speech and having never met this species before. It is very hard for you to even kind of comprehend if he's lying, telling the truth, trying to hide things. As for Lucian, he was able to get a bit more of a handle that he is very keen to not reveal pretty much any information and is only saying what is necessary, but appears to be truthful in what is being shared at the very least.
Lucian's going to say, sorry about your comrades. They really don't exactly like just giving their victims peaceful, and I don't know.
friends walk with me still.
Do they? Lucian looks just kind of brows raised. Basically, it's the kind of face you make when you're thinking, really?
Uh-huh. Sure they do, crazy old man.
He's not that
Agnes.
old. I am,
Agnes
man.
is not gonna exchange or judge because she talks to her ghosts.
The only one that makes absolute sense too is Cerno.
Mm-hmm.
Lucian's going to ask, so, given this, do you really want to go? Considering what happened, do you want to exchange payback to them?
Yes.
Basically, do you want to pay them back?
He just says yes firmly.
He was asking Ro this.
Cerno's saying yes anyway.
Yeah.
I
Thinking
will
it's saying to him.
stand with you for a while. If it is not going our way, I shall leave.
Do so.
Hmm.
And thinking about it. Yeah, thinking about it. If things go to crap again, and we end up in a situation where I'm not able to go with you guys, simply put, leave me behind, okay?
Nope. I don't think a lot of us can promise that,
Not
but
happening.
we'll see.
We're leaving together.
I mean, you're not the first on my list I would go back for, but
Oh
sure.
my god. Agnes.
Lucian,
I love you, woman.
Lucian
Way
will
to
laugh
make
at
him feel,
this.
way to make him feel welcomed, and not like you're not.
Lucian's actually gonna laugh at this.
She's
Wow.
being honest.
Dayron seems to have somehow managed to find some form of paper or newspaper, and is at the very least pretending to read something just floating nearby.
Oh, gosh. Wait, do newspapers exist in this campaign?
Figure it out.
Question, but I'm just thinking of the
They
modern.
do
He's just
now.
minding it.
Not like what you're
Shut up.
thinking. The printing press newspaper.
Okay.
They're capable of making books, and they're capable of making a few bundles of paper sort of stuck together to help spread some information. But actual newspapers are not things which would really be a thing around,
Okay.
unless you live in Retlam. But that's because absolutely everyone there has the ability to read.
Wow, such a fancy
Fancy.
place, that Retlam, and its sky ships, its Misgard,
Its floatingness.
and its
I'm just suddenly
floatiness.
hearing the Funky Town theme in my head. Just
It's a funky
imagine.
town. It's a very funky town. It's also
Won't you take me
miles
to
and miles over the
Funky
sea.
Oh wait, never mind. I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. How many hours are we going again?
Well, we should probably call it for a roundabout now.
Yeah.
So, Syrcas, you have made your choice to plunge back into the dungeon.
Yeah.
To seek after fortune and your missing weapon.
We're all well rested, right? All right.
Yes, you have all received a long rest.
Sweet.
So,
Agnes
thank you
is not
for
happy with this decision.
everyone tuning into six. Shit! Wait! Dummies! That even does.
What?
Innocent whistling.
We
Thank you
finally broke
guys.
it.
Thank you guys for watching the
got so much
challenge of Eros. It was a great new one you can all watch just
Thank
about
you
today.
guys for watching the Ancient Bones campaign.
Thank you for putting up with our crap.
That you laugh, but that is actually what I've changed the name to on the D&D Beyond. That is the name of the
The Ancient
campaign.
Bonus.
I know.
Ancient bones.
Yes, one dice were all unorganized.
Yep.
Thank you for
Pretty
watching
fucking much.
the dummies and their dice attempting to play D&D and maybe strategizing. Maybe they'll have a plan next time. Maybe they'll
Yeah.
die.
We will.
Maybe
I
they
won't
won't.
be playing.
I
I
plan.
won't be playing Buddhist Assassin's Creed. next time.
My
Be different game. Don't worry.
Maybe
My
we
plan is
won't
to
get
shoot
trapped again.
everything.
Cough, cough.
mm,
We'll actually have a
maybe.
plan next time, guys, and hopefully. Anyways, bye, bitches.
Laters.
Wow.
Bye.
What? Sorry.
Yeah.